all the hood areas, they had the big tanks.
Well, like I said, when they broke out one window in the Beverly Center, it was a wrap.
You see those in Chinatown, they was on top of the building about to shoot people. You ain't got up in here robbing nothing. They had their guns
Looking down.
ready to shoot you.
But that was the craziest thing to me. I
But
tell you.
it's all because that was like the beginning era, like seeing like it was social media, where they told you what you seen is what you didn't see. You did not see Rodney King get beat. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Although you seen
and then I was there for the OJ. I was there for the OJ debacle too. The big high speed chase. Oh yeah, because see all that was around Rockingham. All that was around the corner from Sears. So they had all that blocked up. I'm like, look, bro, they just seen the nigga on the 5. Why are you over here? I'm trying to go home.
Well, I thought he driving slow.
Yeah, Al Cal.
He was in Orange County first, wasn't he?
I went to Dana Point.
Oh, in the car. Get that. That's right there. Let's get my cord checked. Unzip the bag, lock the door.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing. I'll never forget that. That was the craziest times. I remember being at work with the slow speed chase is what I called it, going on. That
the worst.
He laid down in the back.
That was insane.
Oh, Lord.
You see how much history we have? We have so much history. And that's not even including before I was even born. What was going on? All nonsense.
I was working there when Easy died there. Man, the first time I met Bone Thugs and Harmony was there. And because I worked in the main hospital in the outpatient pharmacy on the first floor, and they were on the 5th floor with him. And I didn't know who they were. You know, everybody was standing out in front of the hospital because that was in his last hours before he died. You know, and that was a time where it was tight security. It used to be a time I could go up to the pharmacy. I didn't have to have no badge, no lab jacket, nothing. I could just go up there to the other pharmacy, get what I needed. That security met me off that elevator, and they knew me, but it's like, yeah, you can go down there and get your lab coat, and you go down there and get your badge too before you come up here. And I was like, okie dokie. Went back down to the main pharmacy, went up there because there was some drugs I needed to fill a prescription. And I'm gonna tell you, I have never seen such tight security. You would have thought it was the Pope up there. Yeah, and that was crazy. So I was going to lunch because I used to come in from 10. I worked from 10 to 7. So lunch for me was 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Right.
I was leaving. They were all in the front. They all spoke. They were all respectable. I spoke back, went on and everything. But the trip part about it, it was a year later when they came out with Crossroads that I figured out who the hell they were. I did not know who they were from that time. At that time, I did not know. Because I remembered it was Lazy Bum. And I remember him. I seen him, and because I didn't have any idea who they were. I didn't know if they were family. I didn't know who they were.
Wow.
And that's when I figured out who they were.
Yeah, I met Easy. Actually introduced me to. He had a party. He introduced me to. He said, "I got a new group, and I want y'all to come see him." And so we went downtown LA to the Grand Club. It was a club called the Grand.
I remember that club.
And I remember it so well.
That wasn't too far from the LA Athletic Club.
Yep. Jermaine Dupri had his group Escape, and they were all kids just running around. Bone Thugs, I just think they turned 18 years old.
That was real young.
It was 18 years old. I remember it like it was yesterday. He was the first person I ever seen pop bottles. Easy. He bought everybody a bottle that was up in the balcony. He was like, hey, y'all, here, y'all take this. It's my new group. And they came out. Everybody was like this.
So which camera we on? Those over there?
You want to start off with Shock, or how do you want to do this?
Yeah, we're going to start off with her.
Okay.
You know what? See, this is why you have to beat up your brothers sometimes.
Okay, so what is okay? So
you want a little bit more time because it's ready.
Well, I got
Everything is ready. Everything.
topics that I had. They're not in order. I had the state of hip hop. What happened to R&B? Should marijuana be legal in all states? Our Family in Hip Hop, Urban Legends, the stories of Vanilla Ice, Suge and Me, working with Dre. So we got like,
That's good.
6, 7 droppers.
Okay.
yeah, and
That's
then
good.
Tyrone fits in
Exactly.
because
So am I back over here, bro? Oh,
Yeah.
old
I
school
just need to
video
get.
music.
I need to.
Like your
sit this
phone,
so I can
blind
see it.
man.
okay. I'll accept that abuse
And
then.
he wasn't even wearing his glasses.
You over here squinching. I lost money in my house and I lost my glasses. I found the glasses, but can't find them. That's crazy. I'm gonna find it just like I found my glasses.
Right.
It's somewhere like this. It's real simple. Like $800, just somewhere sitting.
And you just
somewhere.
talking like it's just $8.
No, I'm just saying. It's like
$800. I'll be tearing that house up to steal today.
Let's play my theme music today.
Huh?
Let's play my theme music
Why? Gotta keep up with your scenario. You got to. Put that sweatshirt on. You over here, bro.
Yo, we back.
Yes.
What's up? What's up with y'all today, man?
We ain't going nowhere.
Okay, as usual, you know how we started off. You know what I mean? At least do your thing,
Oh, I want to talk about them Celtics.
baby.
Yeah. Talk about them Celtics.
You got us? You clear? Okay, we doing some editing anyway. Our mic should be towards.
Yeah, the mic.
Oh, okay, it's picking up.
Yeah, it's picking up.
You know better than I do.
Yeah, them Celtics. I told you, child.
That was a prediction. Somebody did deny your prediction.
Follow my eyes, everyone. Follow my eyes.
I don't deny the Celtics won. I just don't give them no credence. I'm a Laker fan. I don't talk good about them.
It ain't about talking good about them. It's about keeping it realistic.
I just spoke facts.
That's what you did. Is my mic picking up?
Yeah, they
Send
turned
me
LeBron
mic check
into a
one,
jump
mic check
shoot.
two. You can hear me. You can see me. 1 2 1 2. Here it is.
Yeah, they turned LeBron into a straight jump shooter.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Basketball to me is like watching paint dry. That's just keeping it 100 with the sport. To me, it's not a physical sport.
You like boxing and football?
Boxing and football, watching brothers is 6'9", 7 feet tall. The score should be going to like 200. They should never miss that hoop. Ever. It's just boring. I'm just keeping it 100. I don't see it.
I like it. I'm watching.
Yeah, it's too
And,
sissified for me. Yo, he fouled me, hit my arm. Brrr, whistle blow because he hit your arm. Come on, man. I can't feel it, but hey, I'm not knocking, what other people feel with this sports. It's just keeping it 100.
I don't like the sport.
Yeah, it's like watching paint dry. Like you paint the wall and you just sit and look at the wall. Is it dry yet? Is it dry?
Nah, you just used to the old school where you went in and when you went inside, you was getting hit.
I
You
like
was
it.
going to the floor. You like the physicality of the way it used to be. If you went in there on Charles Barkley, you was getting hit.
Oh yeah, if Karl
no
Malone was
doubt.
gonna knock your
Karl
tooth out,
Malone,
yeah, you was
you
getting
getting
like
hit.
that.
Shaq and them, you're getting fouled. You getting
Why,
hit.
why isn't there any more stars? That's the question. Why?
mean
Why?
stars? What you mean by
there's
stars?
What
No,
I mean
he's
by
talking
there's no
about,
stars in hoop. You know, like every team had 3 and 4 stars.
Right.
You know, you had your.
Yeah, they
your-
stacking the teams now. They're
Yes.
stacking the teams, and
Well,
so
they
it looks,
had good players back in the days. Now you just got 1 year of college.
And
The
then you in the
dudes
pro.
don't learn how to play. They don't
Team
learn how to
ball.
play basketball on the team. They go in one and done, and they get their money, and then they don't develop.
And then they done.
well, that's what made Tim Duncan such a powerful center, because Tim Duncan went all 4 years.
Yeah, Wake
And when he
Forest,
came out of
and-
Wake Forest, he was ready. Same with David Robinson. David Robinson
Yeah.
went like 6 because he was in the Navy. So when David Robinson came out as a beast.
Right, right.
So that there was no question. To me, the best center, one of the best centers I ever seen in recent times, to me, was Hakeem Olajuwon,
Yeah.
and he was only 6'10", but he played like he was 7'6", like he was Yao Ming or somebody.
And
But-
plus he played soccer, so he had the footwork, and he had, pretty soft jumper. He
I
had
saw
the
that
dream
brother
shake, and
just block 5 shots in one setting.
I rather see a lot of Spud Webbs and
Mm-hmm.
Muggsy Bogues. You get what I'm saying? I like to see a lot of short brothers. Allen Iverson. I want to see them.
AI,
Them the
boy.
cats that make basketball exciting. To see a gang of short brothers who tearing everybody ass up on the court.
plus all these kids they play AAU ball now, so it's all get mine, get my stats, no passing. I mean, there's only some people that can come out of high school, but you see, ain't nobody been able to come out of high school,
Since LeBron.
since LeBron. It's
Yeah.
it's 15, 16 years ago.
And before him, it was Sean Kemp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sean Kemp,
He played for Seattle.
Kobe
so that
Bryant,
was the Supersonics.
Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe. That was the last time you
Kobe.
really seen that.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, but
You
see,
know.
they had to develop.
Yeah, but those were freaks of
But
nature.
those were people that you knew once they developed and learned the scheme of things, they were going to be superstars. But see, Kobe was a workhorse anyway. There's no doubt. When he got on that floor, he's somebody else.
But you have to
He's
remember,
there to win.
and you also have to remember, Kobe sat on the bench for 3.5
Yeah,
years.
3.5 years,
Mhm.
almost 4 years.
So,
Mhm.
Dale Harris, when he came in the league,
Oh, Lord.
we had, remember, we got Shaq and Kobe on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
So, same
They
day we
traded Blake
drafted.
Divac to Charlotte.
So when Kobe came in, Dale Harris had him on the bench. So he basically, out of his 20 years, he only basically played 17.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but see, Dale Harris didn't know how to use him anyway, and that's when they had Nick Van Exel at the point guard at that time. And a lot of people criticized Nick Van Exel when they played against Utah in one of the finals games.
You know who?
About
You know who?
passing that ball to him. But I'm like Nick Van Exel. He's open. I'm gonna give it to him because he's open every time. He gave him a chance. He made him because you don't know if he was gonna make him or miss him. But he never regretted giving him that ball.
Right. You remember Nick Van Exel like well, right? Why do him and Oprah Winfrey look like they could be brothers and sisters? Think about it.
Nick the Quick and Oprah.
Nick Van
You
Exel,
know
pull
what
that
else?
picture up together and see
Yeah.
what you
You
get
know
out
who
of
else
that.
look like brothers and sisters?
Who?
The Brat and what's his name? D-Shay, the comedian. What's his name?
Who?
D-Ray.
D-Ray?
They look
now
like
see-
twins.
Now see,
They look
gotta
like,
look- I gotta pay attention to that.
You
I gotta
see
pay
it?
attention to
You
that.
gonna
I
be
gotta pay attention to
laughing.
that.
Look, there was a picture of them two side by side. They said, "Are they twins?" I was like, "They look exactly
The
alike."
Brad and D-Ray.
Yeah,
That's funny. I
Yeah.
never. I gotta pay that.
yeah. See, I was like, I just knew you knew that. I knew.
Nah,
you knew
Nick Van Exel and Oprah look like brothers and sisters.
that.
If we
Google
them up
Oprah.
right now, look at their pictures, you gonna start laughing.
this brother said, "Oh, bruh."
And Nick,
Look at that again, too.
watch.
Yeah,
Watch.
see, I'm be going googling it now.
I'm gonna do it right now as we talk. I'm gonna bring up Nick Van Exel and
Nick
Oprah.
Van Exel and Oprah.
Oh
Winfrey.
my God.
They look alike, man. They look like they came from the same woman and man. No joke.
From the same people.
Same. Like they mom and daddy, like me and you.
They blood brother and sister.
Yeah, man. Look, watch. I'm gonna bring it up.
But see, they didn't want Kobe to play because we had, Nick was running the point, and then we had Eddie Jones,
Yeah,
at
the
shooting
six man.
guard.
Yeah, he was there. He came in off the bench. Yeah, but he froze up every playoff.
Yeah,
He scored 25 points per game during the season, get the six-man award, and get in the playoffs and couldn't do shit. And that shit was every damn year. We like, after a while, clunk, clunk, and you just sitting there like this.
we had to develop,
Eddie.
we had to develop a team,
Yep.
I remember going to games and we was 11 games out of,
Yep.
the playoffs.
Yep.
It's still going, and then what, next year, we in the playoffs again.
Well, the first beautiful thing they did is they went on and got the Zen Master. They went on and picked up Phil
Yeah.
Jackson.
Well,
Once they
had-
got Phil Jackson, we ended up with Shaq and Kobe on the same team. But see, that was Jerry West.
Right, so.
Jerry West was the general
We had
manager
to,
at that time.
we had to, of course, then we gave the point guard over, Ron Harper, champion
That
with
was
the
smart,
Bulls. Yeah,
Because Ron Harper
he
got
was
us
way
that title.
older. You had all
Harper got us that
all
title.
kinds of things had to fall into place. But that's what my Lakers do. That's,
And
maybe
they'll fall into
all,
place again.
and it'll all fall into place again.
It's going to take about 3 to 5 years for us to actually be contending for the title ever again. Because at this time, you got to look at that Jim Bush, Lord help us.
That
shit
was
a
a
mess.
debacle.
That
That's why we
was
needed
that
to
was
turn
a
the.
mess.
That's why we needed to turn the team
That
over
don't
to the
look like
girl.
Nick Van Exel, man. Look, do it.
Why now that you say that?
Well, who that look like?
He looked like he had 7 assists last year.
Look at Oprah.
He looked like he had 7
Hey,
assists
these
in
days,
1993.
do that look like? Who that look like? Do that look like Nick Van Exel with a weed?
Yeah, like he was shooting trash.
TJ.
He had 11 points.
Who that look like?
7
Nick
assists.
Van
I always thought that, man. You know?
He was
Oh,
throwing
my
lobs
God.
to Eldon Campbell. And
Oh, God.
I just
Now,
want
that
to-
was
I
the
just want-
biggest buzz when we had Eldon Campbell.
Eldon wasn't bad. It was the Kwame
Eldon-
Brown.
no,
it was the
that
Kwame
was a buzz,
Brown.
but Eldon
era.
didn't like to practice. That was Eldon problem. Even Magic Johnson was pissed off with him. Eldon didn't like to practice. He didn't like to show up and practice and put in the work and then
Eldon
expect it to
Campbell
start.
wasn't bad. There was
He had potential. He had skills. He just didn't like to work on them. And then he expected to start. Ain't nobody finna start you and you ain't been working.
well,
Yeah.
he was bad at that time.
Well, we could talk about boxing and football. Y'all could go all day about basketball because I don't get in
Well,
no.
speaking
No,
of
I'm
boxing-
talking about boxing too.
Oh,
Well,
speaking
right.
of boxing, I left
Tonight-
that night. No, I left that night. What happened with Crawford? He said that he didn't fight.
I Googled it
Was he
and it
practicing?
just wasn't a good look.
Okay, so who fight tonight?
Right now, Adonis Stevens and Wahoo Jack. I can't stand Adonis Stevens.
I'm gonna get
Uh,
knocked out.
what's his name? Gary Russell Jr. He
Oh,
fighting.
he
right-
fighting?
Yeah, he fighting. I think they fight right now.
Bummer.
Yeah, I went and looked at that.
But
because
you
You know we
I was looking
dedicated.
at
We sit up here bringing this to the world, missing boxing. So y'all know the dedication. Of what
It's okay. We can Google
Yep, I did.
it.
And I just saw the previews and I went, uh-oh.
Wow.
That just brought that. When I saw the previews
For
of
what?
last week fight, I was like, yeah, let me go in further.
Oh,
See what happened to you, bro.
It was some good fights.
Yeah. I
So
like some of the undercards though.
yeah, undercards be the ones that
They be,
succeed.
yeah.
That's like watching college football. That's
Yeah.
about to go
That's
to the
when I
pro.
first started seeing
You
Javante.
know.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
undercards.
Devontae.
He was on the undercard, and I was like,
You mean Deontay?
Javante.
Who was that?
Javante Davis. He knocked out Jose Pedrosa in 3 rounds. And Jose Pedrosa had never lost a fight, undefeated. Held the belt for 4 years and was only 30 years old. He knocked him out.
Hard work.
Then he beat up
determination.
another undefeated champion. He's a 2-time champion and he only 21.
Oh wow.
He's under Floyd and he's hit hard. Like he
Hard,
hard,
hard.
and he
Hard play.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's my sport right there.
that's mine too.
Yes, indeed.
So I was thinking, on my way here,
Mm.
about the state of hip hop, but then you got to think about R&B, right? We had from even though that none of us was born when like the Platters was making records and you know the Dells, the Delphonics, the Temptations. You know, you go for forever with all of these groups.
Marvelettes.
But one thing that we did know was their music, right? And in the past 15 years, this is a trivia for everybody, not just us. In the past 15 years, I want y'all to tell me one R&B group, male, and one R&B group, female, that has been in the public's eye in 15 years. Name one. Just give me one name.
I think
That
the
is-
last group I seen female was probably In Vogue.
No, 15
I said in
years.
the last 15 years.
Okay, how long Destiny Child's been out?
Yeah.
More than 15 years.
Okay, so you're talking about
Brownstone.
B2K came out in 96, and that was an R&B group, kid group.
okay, so
That's
if
B2K.
you're thinking 15 years,
Say anybody after B2K. How did R&B die? How did R&B die? How do we not have any Jagged Edges, no Jodeci's, no In Vogues, no 702s, no TLCs, no intros, no, we have none of that exists right now. None. How did the music of R&B
The question
die?
is,
Vanish.
the
Just
hell,
vanish.
who can sing now, for real now?
Well, we
Without-
know,
without a
but
computer.
without autotune.
Right.
You know,
Without auto-tune, you know, everybody doing, what's his name doing down there?
everybody's autotuning.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is a true artist. Well, you could give Bruno Mars.
Mm-hmm.
He's vocally inclined. You
Yeah.
can't knock him.
Yeah.
But
Justin Timberlake.
there's none. Well, I mean, I'm saying.
120. I mean, he went solo, but he was in a group before. Well, there ain't no groups because
No.
with labels. First of all, there's no labels anymore. Second of all, there's no budgets. Second of all, they're budgets, but they're not paying for 5 people. For
They're not
for
paying for
4
5
dudes
people.
that 4 dudes in a group that are semi good singers and then 1 star.
Yeah, well, that's because of the labels is doing it like that. The labels are
Right.
saying, well, why would we give you guys $1 million budget when I could take this artist and go give him a budget of $40,000, he'll go record in his buddy's garage and bring me back an album
Yeah, with a laptop and a mouse and
and a microphone.
a microphone and then
Pro Tools.
put it up on the internet.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm
Put
not
on
paying
iTunes
for
and that's it.
4 mediocre singers and 1 semi-star that we have to work with, and then girl groups.
Don't
There's no
exist.
girl groups because
Don't exist.
they cost
They exist on TV.
they cost a fortune.
Yeah, if you're on a reality show, they do.
No, they exist on TV.
Yeah,
there's-
like stars.
That's the only thing I can
Yeah,
think
I
of
don't
to
even watch
do.
Star. I
Period.
watched one segment of that, and I was like, no.
It's a good concept.
It's
They
cool.
just
It's
got it
cool,
wrong.
but
But even
I
if you go
don't-
Love and Hip Hop, there's only one person that's ever come out of Love and Hip Hop that sold any records.
Oh, Cardi B.
Cardi B.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as a platform that these people
K.
have,
Michelle.
K. Michelle
but K.
was
Michelle was
before.
already
K. Michelle was
before.
before
She was
Love.
already
She
an
was already
artist.
out.
She was already on.
established.
She was on.
She was basically.
Nobody didn't know who she was.
Oh, hold up. I just got the news on this. Lisa, that's married to Waka Flocka,
Mm-hmm.
she's platinum.
No,
Love and hip hop.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me.
Hey, Cardi
But
B,
she's
she
talented.
game, though.
Yeah, you gotta
Okay,
give Cardi
so-
B, they can say whatever they want.
I knew
about
she was
Cardi.
gonna blow up when I first seen her. I
Cardi
used to
got,
be
Cardi
like,
has,
Yeah.
Cardi
I used
has,
to be like, she gonna blow up.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
said that. I
she
said,
has
She
I
has
said
that
she gonna
swag,
blow up.
yeah.
yeah,
She
you
gonna
know,
blow up.
Yeah,
She had
has
drive,
personality.
you know.
She's
She has a
very,
certain type of swag that
she's
yeah,
very
yeah.
relatable to. She's very
Yeah.
relatable.
Everybody hates her. That's weird. That everybody
I
just.
I don't know why.
I know.
Well,
Hey,
you
cracking me
never
the
get
fuck
anything
up.
good out of that.
Yeah,
But
she
she's
be
doing
cracking
her
me
thing.
up.
I like Cardi B. And Cardi, if you're listening, I love to work with you. You some real music though.
I love her though. She be cracking
Real
me
music.
up.
Real
Real
producer.
She cracks me up.
Real producer.
I like-
I mean,
I like
as
her.
big as Love and Hip Hop is as a platform, you'd think, okay, well, it's a big platform, should be able to sell records with that much publicity.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That does not guarantee you. Look at Cardi B. She blew up after she got off the show.
Yeah, well, that was her move. Too,
Yeah, that
what
was
she
her
did.
move.
That was her move.
But I'm saying she
And her motive.
didn't. She wasn't using it to say, "Oh, I'm blowing up while I'm on the show, and I've
Right.
got these double platforms
No,
to
she-
get off of." She got more famous and got
Yeah.
better stuff
Off of her music.
off of her music, than to use this big platform. So as much as these girls want to go on the show and think, "Oh, well, it's going to launch me," they're doing jewelry lines and
Everybody got a clothing line on there.
yeah, everybody got a clothing line,
Clothing store, and some of that shit I wouldn't be called dead in.
Like I said, Dick Griffey gave me the best game in the world. You can
Man,
take-
me too. I remember talking to him.
Yeah, man, he's
Sit down.
giving me the best game ever. You can
Man,
take,
one of the greatest ever.
it's like I
in
could
the
take
business.
you, Dr. Dre, DOC as a writer, and Babyface, to put all y'all in the studio together and put a mediocre ass singer or rapper in there. You know what you got? A well put together piece of shit.
Right.
And that always stuck with me, and that's what we got now. Everything is like, I watched the J. Cole interview this morning, and J. Cole made so much sense about the state of hip hop where we at now. He was like, they don't concentrate on lyrics, they don't concentrate on developing real records. What it is that these kids found an avenue that doesn't make sense, but they know that they're only communicating with motherfuckers who like shit that don't make sense. So, what do you feed them? Shit that don't make sense. You know what I mean? So that's how the game is. People are not lyrically inclined. I call it lyrically challenged. Don't nobody take their time to sit down and really write poetry. That's what rap is. Rap is
Right.
rhythm and poetry.
That's
That's
how
what
I
it stands
started
for.
out. That's how.
Rap is rhythm and poetry. You don't
And
have
it's funny
poetry.
that you bring up J. Cole, because I just bumped some J. Cole the other day with Miguel.
He's a beast.
With that Beloved, that's my
He's
joint.
a beast.
That's
Every record
my
he's put out,
joint.
from his mixtape to what he's doing now, he's a beast.
Speaking of that, we got a guest in the house. You might as well pull his chair up and join this conversation.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You know
no
what I'm
doubt.
saying?
I met this guy when he first came to Cali, man. Very important person. He's done a lot. And when I say hard work and determination, he's done what he had to do to get to where he's at today. And I met a couple of movie stars dealing with this dude. When I thought I was a movie star, you know.
Come on
That's
in.
all
Come
good.
on in,
Not a
my
movie
brother.
star, but a
Please
star.
come in.
We family.
Yeah, for life,
Come on
baby.
in,
Family.
Let's do it.
Tyrone Richardson in the house.
In the building.
Yeah, you're doing photography now, right?
Yeah,
But did you
man.
have something called natural?
I got this thing called Natural Woman Photography.
I love it, man.
And it's a concept. It was based off a concept that I had. The concept was to see how many girls I could get from the hood all over the country into Hollywood
Right.
without
right.
them knowing it, though.
Right.
I couldn't tell them.
Dope. That's the
I
concept.
couldn't tell them.
It's
So-
basically it's like I'm not selling you no dream. I'm not promising
Right.
you nothing.
All I want you to do is take these
Photos.
regular photos and just smile. So basically what I did was I took these pictures and I did it so square. I made a disconnect with the connect. The disconnect was not to put our girls out there and Victoria's Secret outfits and all that bull crap.
Right,
Because I didn't have to do that.
right.
There was all those magazines out there for that. So basically what I did was gave them all headshots. And I would just do it for free just because they came out and shot with me. And the first 2 years, I got 40 girls in Hollywood.
That's dope.
And they didn't realize it, but agents was calling them based off the stuff that I shot. And then I would just post everything on Facebook without nobody knowing who I am. All they knew was, who is this guy turning like
Right.
a
They just
camera?
knew the name.
Right, and I didn't never show my face.
Right.
So I use it as a ploy.
Right.
Like,
right.
okay, I'm gonna build off of this.
Anonymous.
Yeah, anonymously. So, and I took a lot of stuff that I did in music that I felt that wasn't working and try to fix it to where I made it work. And the funny part about it is when you see somebody go, hey, agency just called me. I don't know how they got my information. And I would put their information, I would email their information out without them knowing it. And I
Right.
said, then I'd end up telling them. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, you know, I
That's
did this
something
for
that
a
I
reason.
did. Right.
And so after getting the people on TV, it went crazy because now I had people snatching my pictures off my page, reposting it on their page.
Yeah.
So it kind of like got me out there more. And then I had one last thing that happened. It was I had put something up on my page, and somebody took 10 pictures off and sent them to Nick Cannon. It was just, I don't know how it happened, but it happens. You know how the internet works.
Right.
I end up sitting in front of Nick Cannon, and the whole time I'm sitting in front of him, I'm acting like I know all about lighting. I know all about this,
yeah, all
and I
that.
didn't know shit.
Nothing.
I didn't know shit. So I'm in front of him. At the same time, I'm lying. I'm like, man, you gotta pull this one off, brother. You gotta pull this one off. So I had him bring all these lights in, and what's so great about it, they end up taking the picture that I shot and turn it into a video, a music video. So I pretty much gave them the concept for the video, and because I had everybody staged at a certain point, and y'all know how it goes. It's just like you could be here and then there in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. That's
2
why
seconds.
I named my album
Virtual.
Life in a
That's
Day.
a virtual.
My life
Yeah.
in a day.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It's amazing how powerful. I think the internet blessed me, because when I was 44, I was just trying to figure out, okay, what's the next move? Because this music changed on me.
Oh,
It changed on everyone.
Everybody.
It changed on everyone. And I say that to say, when you could look at your partners and they all produce all these hit records, and they're not really working like they're not working like they used to, and then their prices have to go extremely down and change their whole lifestyle in a matter of 2 seconds. And then I think with the new age kids, and I'm, not to knock them down, I was like, are you guys going to be prepared for when the ball rolls down the hill?
and change on you.
Are you going to be prepared for that? And that's why I think, me personally, when switching over to music, is such an important thing that the older guys say, I'm going to come in there and I'm going to work with you guys. I'm not going to criticize you.
That's what
You
I
can wear
said
your jeans.
a
You can
long
do
time
whatever you
ago.
want to do. I don't care.
I said
But
that a
all I
long time
want to
ago.
do is work with you guys. Just work. I don't want to tell you what to do, because this is y'all world. And it's just a magical thing when you can go say, okay, everything is going downhill for me right now. I'm 44. What the hell am I going to fucking do?
Mm-hmm.
Then everything picks back up. You go, okay, now I'm shooting on these sets and I'm working with this person. And people that like what I do are 22, 23, 24, all the way up to my age. So it kind of brings more life to me. Now I'm able to take the skill that I learned from like with Chocolate and you guys was networking. The power of networking and just talking to people.
Yeah.
So I instrumentally took the music background stuff that I did from breaking records and meeting people and instituted it into the photography, saying, okay, now, I know Chocolate.
Right.
And who do you know? Okay, let me take this young cat. Let me put you over there with Chocolate, man, because this guy, he worked a lot of great records. But you could take what he has and he could take what you got, and now
Bring it together.
y'all can bring it together. But in other words, this social media thing is such a powerful thing. When a kid like Elijah Kidd could get $30 million and nobody's ever heard of him, they've never seen him before, and he gets $30 million from Def Jam, which is crazy for us because they weren't gonna give us no $30 million.
Oh,
Leon
no.
Corn would probably sit there in front of you and go, "Hey man,
You crazy? Get the hell out of here.
get the hell out of my office, man.
What the hell you doing?
These are the standards for Def
$30
Jam,
million.
and this was gonna happen, and you gotta go."
Take it or leave it.
Yeah, but now they knew with the internet, these kids have so much power because they've been on their phone all day and all night.
Right.
And they could get 30,000 people to show up in the park and sell them bottles of water for $10. But we don't have that power. You could get 5 of us that have hits after hits after hit and put us in the forum, and we'll probably go halfway up.
Right.
And-
Makes sense.
It will go halfway up, but you could get one drink and fill up the arena
Yeah.
5 days.
Yeah.
So when you look at math and numbers, you gotta look at there's a point of where our standard of the way we think needs to go and say, hey, I'm putting my pride in my pocket because this young dude's just filled up this fucking arena 5 days. We gotta get some of that, what they got. Because they got something that we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's they're able to take their phone and say, one button,
Get on that internet.
Yeah.
30,000
Bruno Mars
people.
filled up a whole stadium. Why you think he be on the Super Bowl? It just about every year now he's performing.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I
he
think
has great
really-
numbers though.
Yeah,
but
I
he
think
be
with
ripping
Bruno
it.
Mars,
He be ripping it though.
And he's also good.
Yeah, he's good.
He is.
Yeah,
but I
He
think
be
I think
ripping
Bruno
it.
Mars to
First.
me,
First, he's also good.
Bruno Mars to me is a remake of like Rick James,
Yep.
Michael Jackson, and all these remakes put together in a package and packaged well.
Yeah.
He's just a remake of something. He's not doing anything new.
Oh no, definitely.
He's
We
not
all
doing
know that.
anything.
We all know that. We know that.
But what we had coming up, we had people that could play the
Yeah, people that do that. play
piano,
instruments.
guitar,
Like
drums.
Stand the guitar man. That
Yes.
Shit.
To
You
play
guys knew how to
instruments.
put records together.
But
To
you-
go in the
but
studio back in
when
the
we
day.
were coming up, you had to be good. They weren't giving you a deal.
Yeah, a record deal was like winning,
mean,
like being recruited to the Cowboys,
Yeah,
to the
it's like if
Lakers.
You,
It was
if,
like
if you
it
sell
was
if you
talent.
sell 40,000 copies right now, they're coming
They're knocking
after.
at your
they're
door.
they're like, oh my God, you're doing so great. 40,000 copies.
Wasn't nothing.
no,
you-
but 40,000 copies is digital. When we had to physically,
We had to make it
people had
happen.
to
Right,
walk
you
in,
had to go
and go
to-
in they
Right,
purse,
go
in
to
their
the
wallets
store.
and purchase it.
It's like
What's the difference?
Chocolate would have a record, but
Yeah.
Chocolate would have to put that record in a system, a physical system, of going to Rainbow Records, getting a record,
Bingo.
giving it to a guy like myself, and
Yep.
me. I have to package that record and
Right.
send it out in Melodome.
Right.
Now these kids could go. I got a record,
yeah, they
and it
record.
goes to 1 million people
Yeah,
One
what it is-
overnight.
Yeah,
One
because-
button.
Because
They-
back then, you looked at people like me. We going to the warehouse.
Well, what we had was
the local
called street
record store.
teams. We had
And
street
then your
teams.
street
Right.
teams. And like, you know, they
Yeah,
did
put
that a
up
lot of time on
banners.
92.3 The Beat. Used
Yeah.
to do that. You had banners. You had people going out giving. Dr. Dre used to do that. Used to give them shit out of his truck.
Yeah, everybody did.
You know,
everybody,
people,
we
everybody
did
you
it.
know, back then you had to actually
We did.
physically, even
Yeah,
as
we
an
did.
artist,
Yeah,
do it
ourselves.
yourself.
but y'all
We
believed
did.
in the artists. That's what we believed in the artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've opened the door for so many things to happen, but I
Me
actually-
personally, I think the internet killed monetarily of the industry. I think auto-tune.
It took the heart. It took
It
the
took-
heart
it-
out.
it-
it
it
took
work
the
ethic
heart
out.
out.
Yeah.
I'm not like me and Old School had a we spent the day with DJ Paul from 3-6 Mafia. And I'll never forget, he said, hey man, we were talking to some new artists, and the A&R who was over the artist project just was so like, King kept jumping at us, y'all gotta hear him, y'all gotta hear him. This kid was out of where? Marietta.
Yeah.
He's out of Marietta, the new artist. So I was like, well, what's different that he's doing
that we haven't heard.
that we haven't heard?
Mhm.
He was like, I just gotta hear him, just gotta hear him. So finally, we're in the studio, he plays his project. And I looked over at dude and I said, it sounds like everything else. Like it's nothing
There
different.
was nothing different.
Then I said, how long have you been rapping? You know what he said?
6 months.
8 months.
8 months.
8 months.
Wow.
Got a budget, got a record deal.
Got him. But had everything that people had worked years and years, and he already had a budget.
Like
Already.
a budget. So I'm like, now listen what DJ Paul said. DJ Paul said, we do have a reason to be upset about certain things when it comes to the new era of music. He said, because when 3-6 Mafia dropped, his exact words, he told them, he said, every radio station that we went to, we did our promo in New York, he said every call that came through over the radio station was, they're whack. Tearing that, don't play that no more. They whack, they whack, they whack. He said everywhere they went, that's all they heard. But he said, if you pay attention to the music when 3-6 Mafia first came out and to today's music, we're the founders.
Mhm.
Everybody sound like us right now.
Yeah.
He said everybody. That's
Yeah.
what DJ Paul said. He said,
Right.
Real talk.
we're the founders of what's going on right now. And then Slim said,
Weird ass.
did you know anything about production? He said, nope. He said, my thing was to try to put beats together and put a weird sound in there that didn't match. It just made people like, why is that there, but stick to their head.
Right.
You know, he said, and that's what I did. He said, then I found out that I need to learn how to produce. Like, I need to take them weird sounds out and start making this music make sense. He said, and we're not doing that now. He's like, y'all ain't, there's no producers right now outside of our era of producers. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Listen to some of the lyrics. Some of the lyrics are not even put together.
No,
It's
they're
just
look,
strong. They just,
look.
everything is just put in there.
99% of artists right now take their phone, listen to a beat, and they put the words into their phone, and they go, I'm ready. They go in the booth, and they rap and looking at their phone. When our era was, You got the beat. You had to soak on that beat.
For
It took
days.
you 2 weeks. You get in that booth. You know why?
Right.
Because we didn't have Pro Tools. You couldn't cut and paste. You couldn't do none of that.
Right.
You ran 2-inch tape, and you went in there. You didn't go
Yes.
in with no paper, no.
You had to know the song.
You had to know the song
and-
back to back. That when the mic turned on, only thing you got is your eyes closed.
And plus,
You
you
know
was
that
paying
song.
so much for
Money for
studio
studio
time
time.
that
You know
you
what's
only
crazy?
had like 3 times to do it.
Exactly.
I think what was so crazy about back then and now, and I think the separation comes between it was a marriage that was made between the producer and the artist.
Oh,
Because you had
definitely.
to stay in the studio and you had to grow with that person. These kids now don't have that marriage because now it's I'm gonna email you the beat,
Right.
you're gonna rap over it and send it back. So
Right.
they never even know each other.
Yeah, they have
for
no- they
one.
have- they have-
so there's no marriage there.
Yeah, none
It's
at all.
like,
There's
but
no
when you
connection at all.
I can say it like this. When I listen to Snoop and I listen to Dre, I go, Snoop really sounds good with Dre.
Right.
Snoop sounds cool
With this person,
with this person, but he sounds
Great.
great with
Well, you can hear the
Dre.
collaboration though, where
So-
they automatically one knew where the other one came in at. It was like Dre.
It was a marriage. They
Yes,
they had
Dre
that.
killed them artists out. Dre knew what made them tick, and they knew what made
Even
Dre
Eminem.
tick.
Even
What Dre
Eminem the
tick.
same.
And yeah,
every person that Dre has
Yeah.
touched, he's made.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
And
He's changed. He's changed the sound of what they when they came through the door. They didn't sound like that when they came through the door. When they left, they were reborn into what he
Yeah.
made them.
but I do
Yeah,
like what
honestly.
you were saying
And that's
about
Dio
what you
right
guys
there.
were talking about
That's
J.
real
Cole.
spit.
I definitely got to say something about this kid. Like, my son actually turned me on to J. Cole.
Wow.
Because I kind of
I
like,
did
I
too.
separate myself from music because everything I was hearing was
It's
pretty
the
much
same.
the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
no lanes.
When I heard J. Cole, it made me like music again.
Again.
It's like, yo, we did this for a reason. The reason why we did hip hop is because we had done it for J. Cole. We did hip hop for him.
Well, you know what
and,
made-
and the reason why, because he brings back so much power.
Yeah, yeah, that's how it was like
And-
with Drake. Drake,
Yeah.
it's weird the way that I met Drake, right? It was actually I didn't meet him. It was Dr. Dre said we need to not work here. I'm just gonna fly all of us to Vegas. I'm gonna rent a studio up there. Let's just change the scenery. So I was like, okay, cool. So we fly to Vegas, and Dre gave parties every Friday nights. We had our scheduling, what time we had to be in, get out. But Dre always said on Fridays, no work. Come to my room. Dre had the Hugh Hefner Playhouse suite.
Wow.
And we get there one night, and I'm sitting on the couch, and it's a dude in there jumping over Dre's couch. I'm like, dude, you gotta respect Dre's place. You know what I mean? This is the penthouse. You can't be jumping over couches. So Dre's assistant, Charlie Red, we call him Charlie Red, Charlie
Right.
Burgundy. I look over at him and I went, hey man, clear. Well, I said, what's dude just kind of disrespecting, you know, Dre's room, jumping over couches? And Charlie Red said, oh, that's a new artist that's gonna be coming out. Dre flew him in from Canada. He's a writer. He's an artist, but he's pretty dope. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, his name is Drake. God is my witness. 2 days later, you're the fucking best, the best I ever had.
oh,
Now wait a minute. I hear the record and I'm like, that's a dope record. It's
The
simply
feel
a
good.
hand down dope record.
Mhm.
So him and Slim recorded a song together called Till the Club Closed for Drake. Right? So I hear his voice and I was like, that's dude on that hot record. Charlie Red was like, that's Drake. I'm like, hold up, dude jumping over the couch a few days ago, he's like, that's him.
Wow.
I went, he's gonna be a star, dude.
Mhm.
Unorthodox, he can rap. Definitely his rapping and singing. To me, he was like a new Lauryn Hill,
He had a nice voice.
but a male version of Lauryn Hill. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
that's what gave me the love back. Like, okay, there are some. Then I heard J. Cole. Actually, I heard J. Cole's mixtape. He took Jay-Z's record and used Jay-Z's whole Reasonable Doubt
Right.
album and made that a whole mixtape. And he just rapped a whole different. That's when Jay-Z, he wasn't signed to Jay-Z at that time. Jay-Z grabbed him and was like, this kid's talented. So I don't know if you know that's who discovered him. Jay-Z discovered J.
Right.
Cole.
Okay.
That's
But
Jay-Z's.
I love J. Cole.
That's Jay-Z's artist.
I like
no,
the-
my son turned me on to
Yeah.
him, and then
Y'all-
like I said, when he got
He's
with
a beast.
Miguel,
He's a beast.
that boy, yeah.
Drake's a beast. Like,
No,
well,
he is.
now
He is.
I don't like being like 100. I don't like the new music Drake makes now.
Because it's trying to sound like these.
What they're doing, and that's what I was
Right.
trying to say earlier is that you have to remember something, Tyrone. When you came around, our era of hip hop, which we're not knocking none of the new artists, but our
Right.
era of hip hop, we had so many lanes of music that you can choose what you want to do. Man, I want to be
Yeah.
like Kid and Play. I want
Yeah.
to be like Public Enemy. I want to be
Enemy.
conscious. I want to be like Karis One. I want to be lyrical like Rakim. I want to be a gangster like NWA.
And you
I
can't
wanna-
say nobody's
you can
lyrics
just go-
either. You
go.
couldn't say nobody's lyrics.
No, that was
There's
Biting.
rules to the
Oh,
game.
yeah, Biting.
You can't you couldn't
You
fight.
couldn't write. You couldn't even have a writer. Nobody couldn't write.
Nobody can
There was
write
no
for you.
ghostwriter.
You couldn't get a record deal with oh well, me and Old School did this. He wrote it for me. What? Boy, get out of here.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like when I first went for my first record deal, I was in New
Mm-hmm.
York, and it's a funny story because it was Special K. What group was he in? He was with.
He was
Como
by
D.
himself, I think.
What?
Was Special K
I
by
mean,
himself?
what do you mean, Special K, the
With the
radio
group?
personality,
No,
or Special K?
K.
Rap.
Tre-
I thought he was by himself.
Treacherous 3.
Treacherous 3, that's right.
He was
yeah.
an A&R over at Sleeping Bag Records, and my boy was signed over there, which is Mantronics, and
Yeah.
he took me over there to shop my demo. I will never forget what this man did to me. This man said, he took my demo and said, before I play it, I'm gonna let you know. If I don't see any green dots when I close my eyes, I don't feel that it's what I'm looking for. I see green dots. He's like, yeah, I see green dots when I hear a good record, which I can't knock him.
Right, right.
So I give him my demo. He played it. He played all the songs. It's done over. Then he sit back in his chair and go, I don't see no green dots. And it didn't make me feel bad. It just made me more stronger. Because I'm in New York shopping.
Right.
You know what I mean? I went to Tommy
Right,
Boy,
man.
Sleeping Bag Records. I went to Warlock Records. I went everywhere.
Profile.
And-
Yeah, I went to
and-
labels.
Select.
I'm in New
and
York.
coming
You
Yeah.
from
know
the
what I'm
West
saying?
Coast doing all
And
that shopping.
What he did was turned around and said, these are the type of records that I'm looking for. And this is before EPMD came out. He put in, you're a customer. And I lost my mind, was like, okay,
Wow.
okay. He played EPMD's, well, that was their first single, wasn't it? You're a customer? Nick Nack, Patty Whack,
Yeah.
Give Me Dog a Bone, yo.
Yeah.
When he played that record for me, I was like, oh my God, this is a great record. I'm not in that league. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like,
right.
okay, I gotta go back to the lab and come up with something special. But the point of what I'm saying is that that's how strong A&Rs was as far as signing groups. We don't have A&Rs no more.
No, yeah.
You know, right now,
We have number searchers.
everything
People
is
that follow numbers.
They're fans.
Yeah.
They're like fanagers, not managers. They're fanagers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything is numbers. But look at the longevity of the artists now. They got 2 months. 2 months.
of
and
the
they-
record.
They're done.
The
They're
record's
back on the
about
couch.
3. It's
2 to
about
3
a
months.
year. Let's say about 6 months. at max.
No.
You think so?
No. Panda didn't go.
Alright.
Panda was a huge record. Panda didn't
Oh
go 6
yeah,
months.
yeah. It's about 3. About 3.
About
Talking
3
about
and
three.
guess
You're
what?
right. You're right.
You back on the
3 or
couch.
4 months.
Yeah.
That's it.
But when you're looking at a Heavy D, 5 hours. When you're looking at an LL, we're talking longevity.
I'ma
of-
tell you one
of
thing that's
artists,
funny.
bro.
Dana Dane still performing
Yes.
right
My-
now.
That's my man.
You dig what I'm saying?
Him and his wife
Still-
are doing motivational speaking.
Yes.
They do a whole
Dougie
bunch
Fresh,
of different
yeah.
things.
Still performing.
Yeah.
Slick
Dana
Rick
Dane
still
lives on the West
performing.
Coast.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
What are you talking about? Curtis Blow. He
I can't
130.
say his name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know he had a heart attack.
Dana's
Yeah.
my man.
That's my guy.
Those
Yeah.
are, you know, those dudes do the old school. I mean, you got old school tours.
Right.
You know, but those type of artists,
Fun
they
records.
are not. Their money is not
Daddy
here.
Kane.
Their
Exactly.
money is
Enemy.
overseas.
all over the world.
All overseas. Because when you go,
Not just overseas, bro.
It's all over the world.
A lot
It's
of
all
money.
over. All
Most of
United
their money
States,
is
too.
overseas, but they doing old school shows here.
And they get
But-
paid.
Yeah,
they
but
get
Daddy
paid some nice
Kane
money.
still be.
He
still
actually
be
went,
doing
he
it.
went on the road with PE with Public Enemy. Where'd y'all go to, like to Belgium and
I went to Belgium. I went to London with Public Enemy.
And they still selling out.
We was doing
150,000
That's
seats.
we was doing 150,000. We was
Public
doing the Freeze Fest. 27,000. Doing shows every single night. I was there for 8 days. We had 6 shows in 8 days.
Wow.
Wow.
So every night we was boom on the bus, go another
Wow.
show, another show. Everybody. I mean, when you go over there, those people, when you talk about hip hop,
They know
those
it.
people know
Yeah.
everything. Somebody just sent me a picture of the PE set list from the night that we performed the last night in London, and they have it framed. It's my signature. It's just me. They asked me for it. She was like, "Can you sign it?" And she sent me a picture, and it's hanging on her wall in a frame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just PE. I'm just on stage to make sure nobody messes with Flavor.
Right.
They got me rapping every
Yeah,
night.
he's rapping every night.
When Flavor
play
played drums and played the bass guitar, I'm rapping. I hadn't.
He was like if when you gotta go change your clothes, gotta go up the stage.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I was the bridge
Like Digital Underground did
when
to
they was
Pop.
changing.
Right.
Yeah, when they was changing.
But you got Chuck D go, where my boy Old School at? Old School, come out here on the stage right quick and rock the crowd.
Yeah,
Then
they
Old
would just
School
call
come
me out.
and
They
then
would
Chuck
just
would
call
lead
me
the
out
stage,
every
so
night.
him and Flavor.
And I was just there,
You know?
and I went on tour just to make sure I woke up Flavor in the morning and made sure he made
That
it
was
to
your job. Make
the
sure
show
he-
on
yeah.
time. That was my whole job. And then I ended up
Yeah.
standing on stage, and I've been on everything that they've done. Chocolate's been with me in Vegas with Public Enemy. I'm on the DVD for the House of Blues.
Yeah, they
for
staying eating. They
Rock
eating.
and
They ain't
Roll
gonna
Hall.
never
Oh yeah.
stop
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Hall
that's
of
how it
Fame.
is.
But it definitely goes back to what I was saying. It's like
They
the
still
the
touring.
terminology for me is when the ball rolls down the hill, can that ball go back up the hill? And that's the thing about our hip hop. Our ball has went back up the hill several times. Their ball rolls down,
And it's gonna
and you
stay
don't
there.
hear from them no more
Because they're not
they,
making, they're not
stay
making a
down.
legendary song.
they're not
making
taking that
their-
time. But that's why I think
Something
that
it's not like
with
Marvin
yourself,
Gaye made
with
something.
You know what? You know
Yeah.
what?
The
Rest in
70s
peace.
that's still relevant today, and it's almost 50 years
yeah,
later.
like
what's
with
going
chocolate
on?
though. With
Like-
chocolate,
Yeah.
I just want to say this real quick. With you, I think what you have is so instrumental to these young kids. It's not like you talking down. None of that.
Oh, never.
They need sometimes the younger kids need to hear stories, but they don't want to be told nothing.
Oh yeah.
But they want to hear the stories.
They want to say the old
And-
heads.
but
the
then
old heads.
they want you to come in and say, hey, let me show you this.
Yeah, they need.
Let me bless you with this.
Yeah, they need direction.
But they need that
Yeah, they
because
need
they
direction.
never had that food. They
Yeah.
never had that food from us. Even like when I'm talking to my
Yeah,
son.
but you can't. You also
they
got,
wanna
you also
receive
got
it.
kids who go, I don't like
if they want to
broccoli.
receive it, if they
I
want to
don't
receive
like
it, they're not going to take
Brussels
it.
sprouts, so they won't eat it.
Right,
You get what I'm
right.
saying? So you got a lot of those that are out there that's not gonna listen to you because they're in their own lane.
Right.
And that's what music is now. Music does not have
A lane.
2 lanes of music now. Well,
It's
we
one.
had 30 lanes of music. You know, like we said earlier, like
Right.
Digital Underground. Digital Underground was entirely different. Characters. You had so much that if you decided to rap today, back then, if you was like, okay, well, I want to get involved with this, you wouldn't know where to start.
Dude,
Right.
you couldn't
Everybody's
even just,
everywhere with
you
dope
couldn't-
concepts.
Back in the day, you couldn't just get on. You had
Well,
to
we
be
know
good.
that. We know that.
You had to
We
be good.
And a lot of these young kids, they don't want to hear back in the day. They
Nah,
don't
they
want to.
But that's why I said
all that
Study
stuff.
the essence.
'Cause they go,
Right.
they got their phone and they had the computer when they were were
Born.
babies.
Right,
So
yeah.
they don't want to hear back in the days because that makes you think you're putting them down to say things were better back in the day. Guess what? Things were better back in the day.
They were.
By far.
By far.
They were.
By
They
far.
were. We didn't, like Chocolate said before, we didn't grow up.
We
you know,
wasn't. Some of
we
us
wasn't
wasn't
around
even
when
born
the
with the Platters
Temptations,
and the
but we
Temptations.
still knew
No,
their
they're-
songs.
they're-
We
because
needed their songs
Our
to
parents-
fuel another generation.
our
Bingo.
parents.
Bingo.
So when you listen to, you know, how radio was when we were coming up, when you had, you know, K-Day, you know. I mean, back where we were from, you couldn't even get K-Day where we were at.
Yeah, not that AM.
Not that,
Man.
not
You had to have,
that
eight. You had to have eight
So
hangers.
yeah, eight
Yeah.
hangers, and you couldn't
and
even
a
get
little
it
Remember
till
when
you.
they came out with 88.1 and
Yeah,
all of
88,
that, and
that
it
was-
only came on Sundays,
King-
and people
Yeah.
down there breaking the damn radio
Trying
trying
to
to
get
hear
it
that
to-
shit.
to
just
get
King
to hear it.
Gizmo and Easy
And they was out there
Mike.
UC Riverside, yes.
King Gizmo and Easy Mike.
That was Claremont.
Claremont College.
That was hip-hop.
Tuesday
Claremont
nights,
College, you can't
9
tell
to
me
12.
nothing
9
about
to
that.
12.
we used to have to run records. Running records were taking records to the radio station and playing it for the radio station.
Yeah, for the
And
program
then
director.
they looking at you like, if it ain't hot, you gotta get up out that chair, go
Yeah,
out
get
the
up
building,
out-
bring back another one
Start
next
over
week.
again.
And that's what we had to go through.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I'm gonna meet this dude at the party, I'm gonna slide him a couple bands. I want you to spend it on your show. Back in the day, we're gonna pull you to the side and say, hey, we don't hear that record, there's something gonna happen. Now
Yeah.
they sliding like 4 or 5 bands just to, and that's 4 or 5,000 to get them to just play the record.
Yeah,
and they
but,
mix
but you can't do that's payola.
And
That's
you
against
can't
the
do-
law.
you can't do
Against
it.
the law.
Yeah, but
We've had several executives that's been in prison behind that.
yeah,
Joe Isgrove
yeah.
went to prison for it. You got quite a few that it's against the law to go in your pocket and pay anybody to play records and to spin records. I feel like talent speaks for itself.
Yeah.
If I mean, I ain't never in my life seen a motherfucker jump in a swim pool at the Olympics and can halfway swim or go into the Olympic trials and get to sinking 4 or 5 times and they're like, okay,
Yeah.
you made the team.
Made it.
Right.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I've only been swimming 8 months.
8 months I've
8
been
months.
swimming. You know what I mean?
And I'm
But you-
already on the
yeah,
Olympic
I ain't
team.
never
Yeah,
seen
you
nobody
already
be
in
on
the
the
Olympic
relay
trials.
team.
Yeah, that
And-
don't-
Right out
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
team.
you
Yeah.
know, that's how it goes.
And you represent your country
talent.
and you ain't been swimming, but
I-
ain't
I-
something.
And
love
that's what I love about like when you're dealing with strong people who knew talent. Just say for instance, Barry Gordy. Barry Gordy didn't give a fuck. He blind. That motherfucker can sing. Sign him.
Right now.
He
Not
he
now, but
didn't
right
care.
now.
You know, and the industry started changing to where it went from talent to pretty faces. You know, she's gorgeous. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, let's sign her. But the bitch can't sing. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be able to think about when you're dealing with people who are overweight.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they have that talent. They are out singing anybody and everybody. Like, you know, they used to talk about Kelly Price need to lose weight.
Fuck
Fuck
that.
that.
Don't even
This
say.
bitch could probably eat 1,000 salads every week. And she just can't lose weight. People don't
That's-
have that.
and
in. But
what
her
is
vocals,
she?
Yeah,
Her
them
vocals and her
records.
pen.
That's
her
it.
vocals
Her
and her
vocals
Angie
and
pen.
pen.
Stone is another one.
You know?
You don't
Yeah.
need to lose no weight.
Yeah,
Belt
all,
that
yeah,
shit
like
out.
you just they need to keep
That's
that
it.
essence of what real
Right.
music
Jill Scott,
is.
just belt that
Yeah.
shit out.
How
I don't
many-
give a damn how you look. I want to know what you sound
That's
like and what
all.
you're
That's
talking
it.
about.
When we were
That's it.
in the late 80s, okay, just think from the late 80s into the early 90s, you had a whole bunch. You had people like Oleta Adams. You had people who could sing, had regular record deals and sold records. Anita
Millions.
Baker.
Mhm.
You had these, more mature women who was singing, who had been around stuff. You couldn't get a 37-year-old or a 35-year-old woman or man signed anymore
No.
Nah.
with talent.
But you know, that's what you have to start thinking about. You have to start thinking about like when records begin, when the music industry started to change. It happened when, okay, if you've been around the industry, everybody know it used to be the Big 8, the Big 10. You remember that? MCA, Universal, Capitol Records, A&M, Atlantic. You had all of these companies that was up under one blanket, right?
RCA.
Or
Elektra.
MCA, all of them.
Mhm.
What happened was that when they all began to start getting bought up by the major companies. And what happened was that when Tommy Mottola, when he left, it was a wrap. What happened was when Tommy Mottola left, a dude who's never dealt with music a day in his life, he was in film for 25 years. He took over Tommy Mottola's job as a record executive. Now, how do you take somebody who's never done music a day in their life and put them in a music industry, standard quote unquote industry, right?
Right.
Well, what ended up happening was basically it's like, well, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but guess what I'm gonna do? I'm Jewish.
I'm gonna change it.
I'm gonna take this and go play it for my kids. Hey, you guys like this? Yeah, Dad. But it was bullshit music. So, okay, yeah, we're gonna sign this act. They get some more bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna take it to the kids. Oh yeah, Dad. We're gonna sign this act. Not knowing talent, and that's what also killed A&Rs. You don't know, name one A&R. You don't know no A&R that artist representatives that go out and hit the streets. Now, the companies are sitting down looking at numbers on YouTube going, oh shit, Tyrone got 2 million views.
Right.
Let's see what's up with this guy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Not digging into it. Like when we signed to Black Ground Records, the group had Ponomo, which was Aaliyah's label.
Yeah.
Our A&R, which is Al Carter, shout out to you, Al Carter. He never missed a session with us.
He was involved.
He was involved. Our creative side of what we're creating. Oh, that record's kind of cool, but it's, you know. And he would sit and give us directions of how to make records. We don't have A&Rs no more. Everything now is a push of a button and they're watching YouTube. They're looking, going, oh, okay, Tyrone got 1.5 million views on this song. Take it to the top. Okay, we're gonna watch this. Oh, his other song has 2 million
It's
views.
funny that you say that because television now has to keep up with the internet.
Oh,
And it has to.
definitely.
It's like you get 7 million views and be a 6-year-old kid and end up on Ellen show next week.
Right.
Which saying is, what that's saying is, people got so smart that they started unplugging their cables. Like, I ain't paying that bill no more because
You know-
everything's on the internet.
You know what it is? It's called undeserved fame. I don't
Exactly.
just nobody, but
No,
when
no.
you're looking at like the Kardashians
Right.
making millions.
Where does
from
this
what?
talent come from?
Where does-
And,
There
you know,
is no
is that
talent.
is it? And there's no talent. But what I'm saying is they're looking at numbers.
Yeah,
And they're
that's
getting
what
the
it
numbers
is.
because they're getting the numbers
It's
every week. Because I'm
numbers.
coming from a woman's standpoint. They're getting
Period.
the numbers every week. Oh, let's see what she's wearing this week.
Right.
Yeah, well,
or what
okay,
kind of
but the-
lipstick
but
she
the-
got
but
on.
the-
Right.
The bottom
What
line
kind
is-
of dress she has
That's
on.
right. But the bottom line is the average motherfucker can't afford nothing.
That she
that
has
has.
on and what she's
That's
doing.
a $7,000 dress.
selling a
that
dream.
lipstick
$3,000 shoe.
That's right.
$175
That lipstick
$200
is
lipstick.
$200 that
But the
she's
crazy
wearing.
part
You
about it,
can't
the
afford
average
that. That's a
person-
bill.
The killer part about
That's a
that
bill for
is
the rest
the
of
girls are
That's real
going
talk.
to get the money.
That's a makeup. That means
Yeah.
I gotta
Right.
make up for this $200.
They're going to get that money. People are going to get the money. It is so over. I just put it like this. There's so much information that the average brain can't withhold all that information.
Oh no.
Even with the kid. That's why when they get overwhelmed with all this information, they don't know what to do with it because we don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it's too much
Like,
information.
if you know too much, what happens to you? You go crazy.
Yeah, you go crazy. Let me get a shot of this.
You
We're
go-
gonna have to take it back to
You go crazy.
That's why no A&Rs anymore for labels. So you don't have nobody guiding these people. They're all it's the hired homeboys telling them
Yeah.
what to do, telling them what to do.
That has no business.
That has
sense.
no business. There used to be a thing at labels called a video commissioner. I used to take presents to them all the time. Every 4th of July, every Easter, I used to go to all the labels, and I used to work for a production company. And what we would do was get a whole bunch of presents and get a whole bunch of, gift baskets and, flowers,
them. You
and
gotta
go
buff
and go
them.
take
You
them
gotta
up there
buff them.
just to let them know
You're appreciated.
You're appreciated. So they would have, so when a video came up for, Avant or R. Kelly or anybody
Right.
needed a video and you worked for a production company, they would go, oh, this person, over here, what directors do you have? Send me the reels. And I mean, I worked with every big director there was. Now you can't, there's no budgets. There's no video commissioners where they're
I'm
going.
still blessed to sell music, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm still blessed to sell music. I'm not getting the $25,000 per track that I like you said earlier.
Right.
Prices decreased a lot, but you have to think about quality over quantity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's people selling beats for 98 cents, but they're called beats. They're not produced. They're just
Wow.
beats. You know what I mean? And like Panda, I think Panda that track cost to
200.
200.
200 to OG Genesis.
Yeah.
Yes.
$200
He bought the track
$200.
outright for $200, and the kid gets no residual.
No
income
residuals.
from
$200.
that. And that record did how many records? How many records sold?
A lot.
Shit, sold a
Number
lot of
one
records.
record.
Yeah.
That was the
It
number
sold
one.
millions.
Wow.
The single did great. And not
It did
including the
great.
streams and the downloads, but that's how the game is. But I'm still able to. I'm never gonna do no $500 beat. I can't do.
No, it's
You
too
know,
many.
I'm able to live. I'm comfortable. I'm able to live off of my publishing alone. If I don't want to make a record again, sit on my ass.
Right, and that's the whole reason we're saying that these people now, they don't have, there's not
longevity.
producers, there's beat makers.
Right.
They go on their laptop and they cut and paste and code.
That's
And the
true.
reason
That's
that
true.
these kids go and they go, oh my God, this beat is so dope and stuff like that, that's because they don't know any better.
They don't know.
They got the one dude who's probably worked with somebody or he knows 5 people in the business, and they go, oh, you can try to get me close to these people, you know, just like those dudes that were in when we were at Molly Mall's house with DJ Paul, and all them artists were in there, and that dude had a budget. All them dudes were in there. Half of them dudes didn't even do nothing.
Nothing. But
But they're
there.
up in $1 million houses, in $1 million studios. How
Yeah.
hard was it for us coming from where we came from? We drive into LA every day just to meet somebody.
And wasn't nobody trying to rent nothing out to us either.
We
Well, you
wouldn't
gotta
had
remember
no-
this too. You gotta remember that when we were trying to do demos and get them to Capitol Records and all of this, you had to have an attorney to represent you.
Or
Right,
you had
you
to
couldn't make it
plug,
past
a
that.
real
You couldn't-
plug.
oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm
You
Yeah,
couldn't
saying?
just
they-
walk.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna happen.
You couldn't just.
You had to leave it at that front desk with security.
Right.
Yep.
The first thing I
Period.
ever did was I was in high school and my home one
Yeah,
of
he
my
was signed to MCA.
one of my
MCA.
ex-girlfriends,
Yeah,
MCA.
one of my ex-girlfriends, her mama knew the producer of the Whispers. And he
Wow.
came to my high school and picked me up in a gold Benz. And I thought that was the biggest deal I've
Ever,
ever
huh?
seen in my life. And we go to my mama's house and we sitting around. Half the dudes that came in the car with me weren't even rappers. They just knew me and ended up getting in the car.
I'm gonna make a quick point. When you've done some legendary shit in this music industry, right? Let me show you something. This dude is a legend right here. Everybody knows who this dude is. Okay? Tyrone, read at the top name up there. Could you see what it said at the top? What does it say?
Lakeside.
Huh? Mark
Captain
Woods.
Mark
Captain Mark
Woods.
Woods. Now read what he texted to me. What he put in there.
It says, I need you, Mr. Chalker, ready to get them hits with you.
That's coming from a legend.
So,
But you know, it's
You
funny.
get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it's
And
That
Mark
funny.
means-
Woods
that
and I
means-
had a radio. We was on the radio. He was on the radio after me.
What I'm trying to say is that that shows you the commemoration of
Yeah.
what other people who knows music. When you're getting somebody like, just say if it was Rick James, Mark Woods is a legend, and for him to even seek to try to work with me says a whole lot about what I do.
Right.
he definitely
You get what I'm
respects
trying to
you.
say?
Yeah, but today's
He
music, you
respects
don't even
you.
know who the producers are. You
But-
remember back in the day when we used to be able to open up the album cover and you could see who strung the music, who put
There
the music
ain't no
together.
album covers
There
to
ain't
even
no album
read who
cover.
did it
You don't even know
Right.
who did
You
what.
know what
You
I
don't
call
know
these
who wrote
artists
what
now?
song. You don't know shit now. It used to be back in the day, like say Rolls Royce. You could open up Rolls Royce, see all the pictures, but you knew who put the clothing line together.
You
knew
know
who
that's
did
crazy.
what
That is the truth.
Separation.
Because I used to read
I used
the
to
notes,
read that shit
the
all the
liner
time.
notes.
Yeah.
I used
that's
to
the-
read
How do
yeah.
you separate?
I knew names. I
Yeah,
knew
me
that
too.
Dick Rudolph was a producer over
Minnie
Minnie Riperton.
Riperton, he's her
I knew,
husband.
yeah,
Yes.
I knew
Now,
that. I
Myra
knew all
Rudolph,
of
their
this.
daughter is an
Yeah.
actress.
That's
crazy.
how I figured out what publishing and writers were by seeing,
I
okay,
didn't.
that person's name is something else.
Yeah.
But the A. Rogers that was underneath it in parentheses and
Yeah, you didn't know-
and R.
yeah.
Tipperton. Okay, that's Rod Tipperton from Heatwave.
Heatwave, yeah.
It's writing for Michael Jackson.
Right.
And
Q
seeing
Jones,
that's
that's
how I
Quincy
knew
Jones
who
who's doing the production. I didn't know that. I thought that me as a growing up, I always thought that the singer wrote their songs.
Right.
Like I never thought like this dude.
That's how I
produced
looked at it,
I
too.
just looked at it like Michael Jackson. That's Michael Jackson.
My guy was
You know?
Rick James. That
Oh,
was
come
my
That was
guy.
dude, too. That was
My
dude, too.
guy right there.
Yeah, but-
because it was a. I can put it like this. I can tell you the separations. It was a feeling.
Right.
Music was a feeling.
And that's what I was
Either
trying
made
to
you
get. That's
feel
the reason why.
good.
That's the reason why I mentioned about R&B earlier.
Yes, it's a feeling. And if you could,
A
if
certain song makes you feel
yeah,
inside
but
when
it's
you
like
hear
you
it.
ever, when you go to
R&B
church.
give a female, like the male groups,
Right.
give a female 3 minutes of the best fantasy they can ever have
That's
in their
right.
life. They made a woman feel good and strong.
You know what guys used to do?
You know,
We
bet
could
you
put on
my
Teddy
darling
Pendergrass
wise,
and won't have to
you're
say
the
nothing.
only one. Come on, man.
We
We
don't
talking
have that
about
feeling
why have I
anymore.
lost
Earth,
you
Wind, and Fire.
cameo?
That's it. Earth,
We
Wind,
talking
and
about
Fire.
records that made a woman
Yes.
feel good. Now it's about Mr. Bitch at a club. Knocked her down, ain't talked to her since.
Yeah.
Hey,
It gets
that's
to the
what
point.
it's about now.
We're
They don't
on
have
way
no
to the
respect.
point.
And
Real
that's-
fast.
that's-
Took it to
what's-
the car. Hit
Yeah.
it in the back seat.
And the
But-
one thing
And
you
that's why
notice
these
now,
girls are the way they are now.
right?
Yeah.
You got to remember something. In our era, if I seen you, Lisa, and I thought, oh my God, and I walked up on you and you liked me too, or enough to give me a conversation, we didn't have these. If I didn't have
Yeah,
a pen,
talk-
you had to
guess
call
what?
my
You gave me that phone number, and
You
I
had
said
to
that
remember
number
it.
for 2 hours.
For 2 hours.
622-5711.
Or I went and
Look,
asked the bar for a
622-5711.
pen. I went and asked somebody.
Look,
I
wrote on here with no paper.
I go into a
Nigga, I ain't washing my hands, nigga. Don't close your hand.
Nah, I was hoping I'd be out.
Right on your clothes.
I
Yeah.
can write this
Yeah.
down.
And I'll tell you what the biggest
Yeah.
one of
And
the
then making sure I don't rub myself like I got
one
a
of the
number.
biggest things is
You know?
now what happened when back in the days when you would go to a club, you just turned 18, it was 21, go to a club. What did you do at the end of the night? The last 3 songs or the last 2 songs? Slow
Oh,
dance.
you had to go
with
find
the-
her.
You had to
Girl
go
of your
find
dreams.
her.
You had to go find
And
her.
you was like, this is my chance to get in her ear before the night. Now you got it turned up so much that
You don't
used
even
to
hear it
slow
slower.
the club
No.
down. It used to slow the
Well,
club
women
down.
like me is out of style.
Well,
Nah,
When I
it's not
say
that you-
nowadays you can get sex before you get a kiss.
Right.
That's what
It's
I.
backwards.
Now hold
It's
up.
backwards.
Hold up. Let me tell you.
You know what I'm
this.
saying?
Let me
You
tell
don't
you
even
what
know
the-
their name.
Let me
You
tell
don't
you.
have to.
You
You ain't
hit
gotta know
the
their name.
biggest point
Right.
on the face. When I say that you hit it right on the nail, bro. Listen. When I say that, that's the perfect example.
Right.
Women in the clubs are meeting them. A nigga go wrong. They don't even know.
Who he is?
Hold up. Now she pregnant. She gotta wait till she can run back into the club to find him again, or
See if he on Facebook.
trying to see if he on Facebook or
I think he got
Instagram.
a Twitter
Look,
account.
look.
I thought I remember
And
he
don't
told me his
even
name
know
was
his
this.
name. She
Right.
might just had a hood name. I know his name is Boo Boo Wop Wop.
The
I
crazy
gotta
part
find Boo Boo
about
Wop
that,
Wop on Instagram.
I was telling
You
somebody
know-
the craziest thing about that is,
And this is what
remember
we-
it took
we're
us
teaching our daughters.
months.
They're teaching-
It took us months to get a kiss.
Months.
Or even grab the ass.
Holding-
Even grab the ass.
Holding hands was a little bit like,
you
okay,
know what I'm
we held
saying?
hands, okay.
But you had to
damn,
work
this
for
was
it.
Like
You
2
had to
weeks
work
ago.
for it.
Yeah,
Made it, man. We
I
done
got-
made
yeah,
it.
we
We
close
did it.
now.
Yeah,
We in there. I got
we
the
did it.
hands.
You was
We
bragging
walked-
about
we
busting
We
slots.
walked in
Yeah,
the bar
yeah.
holding hands all day. I got her. She held my hand
Exactly.
all day.
Right.
That's it.
So you seen somebody with a girl, you was applauding your homeboy.
Yes, she did.
Now, and it's scary. The scary part about it is when you with somebody, if somebody says to you, I don't kiss on the first date. And then you say, just had sex. We just had sex.
Yeah, when I
You
first
know,
met
that part don't go in there because that's too intimate.
Right.
And you go, wait a minute, who taught you this?
Yeah, you backwards.
Ooh, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
that shit backwards.
backwards.
Like, we had to work for it. We did.
I mean,
You
women
gotta
and
work
men
up to
don't.
it. I'm
They
sorry,
don't
but I'm
dance.
still
They don't
that way,
dance
and I'm gonna
together.
say that way.
They don't dance
They
together.
don't- they
Women,
don't hold
women are
hands.
sitting there looking back at
Are they?
themselves.
No, women are dancing together.
Dancing
Are
together.
they looking at their booty themselves? And
Yeah.
shaking
And then
it?
guys are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Guys is doing the
And
same.
Guys are
thing.
doing
Yeah.
the same thing. And the
Oh
thing
no, they
is,
dance
like,
with their buddies. In
they
the
dance
club.
with their
dance
homeboy, they
with
jump
their
around.
buddies.
They jump
That's
around.
incredible.
Like,
Like, you would
and then you
never.
go,
Like,
Look,
you would,
when I wanna get next to you, nigga, like, oh, there she go.
yeah,
yeah,
wow.
I'm
You
going,
like
to,
to
get, I'm
dance?
going to
It's
get
insane.
Would you
her.
like to dance?
That might
insane.
lead
Yeah,
to
and they
marriage.
play slow dance.
Are
or
you be
Midnight
like, are you
Star.
be like,
You like, yeah, I want him
like,
right
I'll
there.
dance on the next record. You're like, okay, and you be waiting, like
You
looking.
literally wait.
Okay, you waiting. Okay, he said dance stretch.
But
Okay.
see, it's that fast
straight.
stuff now. It's
It's
that
so
instant
fast.
gratification. I can scroll and swipe and get another woman. Oh, real quick.
And
Boom, hit her up.
it's so
Boom,
scary.
hit her up. You had to wait to talk to women.
You had to
back in
talk
the-
to
You
them.
couldn't
Yeah.
even
You
talk
had
to
to
them
talk to
at
them.
certain
You
times.
talk
If
now.
you
Because
text a
they
woman
probably
and you a
daddy
man,
wouldn't let
something
them
wrong
on the
with you.
phone.
Oh no.
If you text a woman and you a man, something wrong with you.
Yeah, come on, dude.
It's just amazing, man, how fast everything is going.
I'm sorry.
And
I still
it's kind of
believe in
like
talking on the phone
it's kind of
when
like
you
driving
try to
through
date somebody.
drive-through.
I'm sorry.
You drive through, you gonna get you a quick fix. But
Yeah,
when you
still
go,
gotta
but
talk
when you,
to the damn
I'm just
microphone.
saying, like when you go to your mama house or your girl's house, you gonna get you a full course meal. You got to sit there and eat it. And you got to taste it.
Yeah, you
The
got
difference
everything.
between the two is the instant gratification is not satisfying
Nah,
to the
because
soul.
it's
It's
exactly.
not satisfying to your soul.
Yeah, because
to
it's
your
all gold
being.
at one time. It's just
There you
Yeah,
go.
it's just-
There you go.
you
Like,
got to
do you
taste
know what it
everything.
feels like to say, "I love you" to a woman,
and really
and,
mean
and
it.
that woman says it back,
And you know she means
and
it.
you know she mean it because you can feel it.
You can feel
You
it.
ain't gotta. She ain't gotta say it too loud. She just got it. You know, you gotta.
No,
It's
it's
gotta.
real, it's just
It's
there.
gotta be there in the air.
And they used to
air.
express how they felt for you through song. I made you a mixtape. So every song
And
that
they gave you the tape.
every song that
you
you
played-
We
played
used to do dedications
was
back in the
the
day.
house-
is how she felt about you, and you go, wow, if
Yes,
she
every
feels
Sunday,
that way about
dedications.
me, I have to reciprocate, and I have to give her the same kind of affection because that's how she feels about me. So if she's playing a New Edition song, or she's playing a song,
Bobby Caldwell.
Just let
What
me
you
love
gonna do
you.
for love? That's it.
That goes back to what you were saying anyway
Yeah.
too. And when you were referencing groups that had songs
LTD.
that spoke the language. We had
Spoke the
groups
language,
that spoke the language without you speaking.
But you know, the
You
point
know what I'm
being, the
saying?
reason why I was saying that was because Temptations, Platters, Fifth Dimension,
Mhm.
you have to remember that we had groups that still carried that torch.
Right.
Even though the music changed sonically, Jodeci still had Forever My Lady.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it means so much to me. Jagged
Yeah.
Edge, they still kept that torch. They kept that torch.
That was
The
my
sound
favorite.
sonically
Right.
changed,
Mhm.
but the
concept
language
was
and
still
concept
The,
was
dre-
still
the dress of the
there.
group was different. They weren't in suits.
Mhm.
Yes, they were
Right.
in jeans and
With the-
baseball.
with
Became
the
like
leather-
the regular
with the leather
guys,
vest,
like
with
the
the leather
regular
vest,
dudes.
but they still kept the
But that
core.
sound was the same.
They
though.
still
They
kept the core and the essence.
the core of the thing. Another
They still
thing
have
why
it.
you don't have women in groups anymore and stuff, because honestly, love y'all to death. They do labels and people do not want to pay for the hair, the makeup, because
The
women
clothes,
nowadays, if
shoes.
you can't come on looking like anything. You have to have the newest stuff, or else you get bagged on the internet.
They go
What did
in.
she have on?
And
You
That's
see,
what
you
they
see,
want.
You already
Yeah.
said the internet.
The internet
Yeah,
will
the
bag
internet.
on you. You
Like-
can be up. You can have all these followers. The next thing you know, you got 10,000 people
Wow.
bagging on what kind of shoes the girl had on. So back in the days, remember when
I'm gonna tell
TLC
you something.
coming out and Aaliyah coming out and all these girls, oh Aaliyah, baggy clothes every time. You had to know what a woman was like because she wasn't dressed in the skin tight stuff.
No, she
They
wasn't
all had
showing
on
what she had.
cross colors.
Yeah.
They had
Oh, yeah.
on the baggiest clothes you can, the baggy shorts.
You didn't know what the shape
everything.
looked
You
like.
didn't
You
even
didn't know what
the shape
Brat looked like
like.
until Brat did the song with Tyrese.
Yeah.
Right.
So
She
you
put a
didn't even
bikini
know.
on.
But I
It
can
looked
tell
like a
you- I
woman.
can
You didn't
tell
know what
you
Brat
this.
looked like.
For me doing photography,
How do you like
and I'm gonna tell you what's so
anything
dangerous
about
about
that
that.
was great, too. And she was
Women
on a
are
motorcycle
extra-
and she was getting it.
Yeah,
What
and
you
those
like?
were
She
and
was
those
getting
were
it,
mostly
yeah.
those were mostly just one part, one
night
one
long.
called a beauty
God,
shot
what happened to our
in a
Latifahs?
video. That's one scene. That's one
That was
scene.
Moni
The
Love.
next
Yeah.
she's got, the next she's got on the tight
MC
shirt.
Light.
MC Light.
But I was just
That's-
saying,
that's my
like
question.
even
Yes.
with the
Yes.
photography,
Yes.
right? I
between
didn't see
her
people.
and Latifah, those are
Yeah.
my queens.
People are in love with
Literally,
these
yeah.
apps.
And Lil Kim.
People
I'm
don't
sorry.
like
Kim was my
themselves.
girl
Kim.
too. That was my
Peace.
girl. Yes.
I'm just saying, like with photography, with what I do, I have to interview every person that I talk to. Meaning, I got to see
Before
where they
moving,
are.
before moving forward.
I got to, before I even go on to do a
Or
shoot
think
with
about
them,
turning the
I
camera
got
on.
to see where they are
You know, I know
spiritually.
you took pictures of one of my little females.
You know what I'm saying?
You know I know
Did
that, right? Yeah, you know I know that, right?
Okay, tell me which one.
Crystal. Crystal. And you got her like this too, looking like a panther. She like boom, booty arched up.
I got to see this. I got to see it.
Crystal.
Wait a
She
minute.
now lives in Las Vegas.
I got so many girls I done shot.
We're live.
No.
Hey, we
But
can
let me tell you this real quick.
you don't remember Crystal? Keep it 100.
I don't.
You walked
Man.
into the studio when I was at Dr. Dre's and she was there and you said your exact words was like, I know you. Crystal Barber.
I gotta see her.
You
I
ain't-
gotta see
You
her.
should have to do that.
Show me a picture.
You should have to do that.
Show me a picture.
Damn, we got to keep grabbing.
Show me a picture. I want to see it. And
You
if
know
I
who
see
she
a
is.
picture, I'm like, okay, I know who she is.
No, don't say you know who she is, because I know you know who she is. You had a photo shoot with her.
You didn't play shot.
Man, I just shot about 250 girls.
No, but this one that you seen her with me, and then was like, I know you, and then you knew
Okay.
her mom. Like her mama name was something like some funny name. And then
I gotta see her. I gotta see her.
I'm gonna show you.
But
right
let me
now.
tell you, like the one thing about the photography now, there's a lot of women and young ladies
You know, I don't
and
do
young
shit.
men that don't like themselves. So they get these apps on their phone and they correct their images to where they look
Yeah.
10 times better. But the dangerous part about it is the reason why girls are extra critical on themselves is because now you can stretch the picture out and see what they actually got on. And see if their feet is busted, see if their hands is busted, see if their makeup's on wrong. And people and women be going in on each other.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
it's,
they
and,
do
it's,
that.
and when I do an edit, I do a light edit to a degree to where you still look like yourself. But these girls love that Photoshop so much. And then everybody likes to live this lie. And that's the thing about the internet. It's a big lie. It's a big lie. This guy has a 745 eye that he can barely afford.
Bam! You remember doing a photo shoot with her?
I don't remember her.
Oh, you crazy as hell. If I call her right now, she know you and you know her. You did. She got on the bikini. I do Crystal, bro. Look.
I gotta see it. It might have been me.
Oh, I know for a fact it was you because when she shot me the picture, she was like, you know, your boy Tyrone did the photo shoot with me. I was like, yeah, because I think you met her, you ran into her at Dr. Dre's with me. And you was like, I know you. And she knew you. You knew her mom. Trust me.
Can
she
I
might
just
have
ask,
photos
what's
up.
still up with the cat ears?
You don't remember
shit.
Crystal?
With the cat
You
ears.
remember Crystal?
I mean, y'all
I
are
don't
grown. Y'all are
have
grown
that.
women.
I don't have
I mean,
that.
y'all are grown women. Every
cat
filter,
ears.
when the girls have on
Bro.
filters,
Her face
they all
is
got the
familiar.
cat ears and the little
You got her
whiskers
with
and
an all-white
stuff.
background.
It's like
She
that
on
goes
her
on their
stomach
face when they
and
take
she
a
got
selfie and stuff like that.
I gotta
I mean,
see
these
it.
girls talk about, oh, I'm grown. I'm, make my
She
own
got
money and
tattoos
all that kind of stuff
on
and
her
do all that.
stomach.
Like, to
Her
me, that would
side.
be like for 7-year-olds.
I'm
That mean
like,
that you
All
straight
these
business.
grown women,
Yeah.
You don't
You
remember,
gotta look
right?
at it on social media.
I
You
don't-
can look. You can be anybody you want to be. A
Yeah.
lot of these people you see on there, they talk about all this money and have them broke as hell.
Oh, well,
Man,
got
let me tell you
shit.
something funny.
I'm telling you right now, if Instagram and Facebook cost money, if
That
they
shit
went,
gonna
if
go
they
away
went
with it
out
with me.
tomorrow, there would be suicides all over the place.
Yeah, they be jumping off your house.
There'd be
TJ.
suicides. If Instagram said we're charging $5.50, there would be suicides in the street.
What? That's funny.
Yeah.
That say
I'm
a
telling
whole
you.
lot about your character.
I
bro.
can,
That mean you was
I
on
can,
business.
I can tell
appreciate
you.
that.
I can tell you
I
a
appreciate
lot
that.
of things, a lot of interviews that I've done, and talking to people,
I don't know who that
and,
is.
and listen to women's story and listen to guys' story, and the whole thing about everything right now is a big lie, and we have to live in a big lie.
Well, no, you don't have to.
live.
You don't have to.
No, I'm
You
just
don't
saying
have
we
to
don't have
live in a
to.
big lie.
We can disattach ourselves,
Right.
but
right,
but at
right.
the same time, what I'm saying is like a lot of stuff on the internet is you get so engaged in certain things that you're looking at somebody else's life instead of concentrating on yours.
I don't.
Like I
That's
see
what
I see
ain't
Chocolate.
Yeah, I ain't
Chocolate got a
that.
745, and Chocolate got a nice house on the hill. But nobody knows that Chocolate has to pay for this. Nobody knows that comes with bills.
Yeah.
Nobody knows that you got to pay for that.
Yeah.
When you
But
met
it
me-
looks
when you
good.
Met, when you met me, what kind of car did I have, bro? When you met me, do you remember?
You was a BMW guy. I think you had a BMW.
Okay. Well,
Or was it Benz? Or
I
was
had
it
a Benz.
It was a Benz.
Benz.
The
I
first
had a
one was a
BMW.
Benz. I
I
think.
said I had a Benz. I definitely had a Benz.
yeah.
You got a
You
Benz.
met me. I had my Benz and I had a black 750.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you would have known though.
I was low key.
No, but
I
you
was
would have
always
known.
low-key.
Nobody would
I
have
was always
known
low-key.
what you got because
Right.
now the representation is what you pull up
Yeah.
in. The guy that has the nice 745i and that big Benz is the guy that's going to get all the numbers and the conversation. Now, it's because people live through. Now
He comes with a big bill too.
Yeah, we know that. But what I'm
Say that
saying is,
again.
He comes with a big, huge bill.
exactly. But a lot
This
of
is-
people
what year
they
did you
look
meet
at
me? What year
they-
did you meet me?
I met you in '92.
Okay, now guess
I
what?
met you in '92.
92. What is this?
92.
2000 what? 18?
18.
Mhm.
Guess what I drive?
Gotta be just regular car.
Guess what I drive?
Benz.
I got 2 Benzes and a convertible 645 ragtop. But you would never know. Got a 2018 Benz.
Wow.
I got a CL 600 V12.
But that's from time
But
put
guess
in
what?
Well,
work.
then
That's
you gotta
work.
put that work in.
That's
Put
putting
work
in
in, though.
work.
Paid for.
It's paid for and you earned it though.
Right.
You worked for it.
These are
Never
Because it wasn't no Facebook back then. It wasn't no Instagram.
Right.
If we
It was
would've
none
had
of that shit.
Facebook
It was
back then,
hard
we would've
work,
had
counting the
10
pages.
But I'm
$1
saying,
Oh,
I've
God.
learned, what I've learned, Tyrone, is that a lot of things that I did in the past was show and prove. And I had to learn how to do it for myself,
Right.
not the public. You know, let me get this because let everybody know I'm still on top of the game. I'm still, now it's like, nigga, like you said, a regular car, I don't care. Just creature of habit. I just
The simplicity,
like,
man.
You know what I
You
mean?
bought what you like.
You,
That's
Not
yeah,
that wasn't a status symbol. It was what you like and what is comfortable
but you
for
felt
you.
good for you. What felt
And
good
that's
for
the
you.
way it should be.
That's just
You've
point
earned
blank.
your money, so you spend
But-
your money the way you want to spend it. What's comfortable
I make
for you,
sure that
'cause you don't
my
have
girl is
nothing to
straight.
prove.
My
Yeah.
girl drive a new Benz.
You ain't
You know
trying
what I
to
mean?
prove
Brand
it to
new.
nobody because you don't have to.
Right. When I was
Right.
when Chuck brought me on with Dr. Dre, when Chuck brought me on, I was living in the 1-bedroom apartment, going to Dre's
Sure
every
was.
single day, going to pick up everybody, going to doing
Except
all
for
that.
me.
Except,
We're gonna
except
say no
him.
names. We're
He
gonna say
was
no
already
names.
Going it, I blew the whole going
He
to
blew-
Dre
he
so
blew
much.
his
I blew
engine.
the whole engine out of my car. The whole engine.
I'll be
so
at the studio waiting on them like, why they late?
So the car is done. Guess what I did?
Went and bought a brand
We
new
bought
car.
a brand new car, cash money, laid it.
And the person that was responsible for him blowing his engine in his car, he faithfully went and picked that person up. When that person got a whole lot of money that me and my nephew Slim the Mobster made sure that he got a deal. He gave him $100 out of that money.
And I've known 30 years.
Wow.
Tyrone, he
Well,
gave him $100.
Gave me $100. I went to
Wow.
the shop and said, boom, here, laid all the money down on, said, give me that car. I'm tired of not having a car. I gotta get to work.
Yep.
I didn't go worry about, I gotta go buy a bucket and keep this money. No. I needed to get
You would've
there
paid
every
cash
day.
for a car
I
to
went
get
and paid
there every
cash for
day.
a car.
He did.
Yeah.
I ain't had a,
He did.
I ain't never had I only had one car payment in my whole life, and that was an old Stratus.
Well, I would
back
keep
in
it
the
100.
days.
You give me a
Back
car
in the 90s.
payment.
If you talking about the
Personally,
Stratus, that's back in the 90s.
I love y'all, and I'm gonna tell Mercedes, Lexus, Toyota, Volkswagen. You give me a car, you're gonna come and get it, or you're gonna have to come find it, cause I ain't giving y'all shit. A car payment, man. Look, you gonna come and get this car. You gonna let me look? I can give you $3,000 down. You gonna let me have it? All right. Well, you're gonna have fun looking for
My
it.
point,
Okay.
my point of it was,
Hello.
my point
You're
of it
not
was
looking for it, cause you ain't gonna pay.
that
You don't
I'm
wanna
gonna get
keep-
$3,000 worth
you
of
don't-
car out of you before
right.
you come and get it.
You don't want to be just keep giving motherfucking money on the same car.
I can't do that, bro.
But see, I couldn't
I
make
can't
no
do
money. Chocolate had brought me in with Dr. Dre. So I'm in there every night. So I could just be sitting at the house with no car. Nobody's coming to get me.
Right.
Nobody's
I'm at the
coming.
lab. I'm
Nobody's coming to pick me up. I'm
He
picking
picking
other
up
people,
people
up,
up
but
that need to be
nobody's
there.
coming to pick me up to take me to Dre's studio so I can
Right.
help Chocolate. I can write. I can do all this. So stars coming in, all the biggest people.
Right.
Kendrick Lamar was sitting on the couch when I first got there. He wasn't Kendrick Lamar. He was K-Dot. He'd just be
In my
sitting
section.
on the couch.
Him and my
Every-
boy J Rock. Shout out to both of y'all.
Yeah,
Great,
for
great,
sure.
great
Every-
artists. J
all
Rock,
coming
That's
in.
so
funny.
underrated, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's
man.
funny. I
One of
was
my best.
when they first started Strange Music, they used to call me all the time. Cause I'm from Kansas City,
Yeah.
so I was tied in. And then for those who don't know, it's like a kid named Tech Nine.
I'm Tech Nine.
Tech
My
Nine
boy.
from Kansas City. Matter of fact, I met Tech in '97 when I went to QD3 house. I had a deal with QD3. I had a publishing deal, matter of fact. And Tech came down the same day I got there. He introduced both of us, and Tech started rapping. First thing I said to him, I said, "Man, you gonna be a star." I don't know when it's gonna happen.
He hasn't gotten to be that. That's
No.
what I like about him. Is that
Yeah.
he making star money without being.
That's the star.
You get what I'm saying? He making
Right.
star.
Right.
'Cause Tech Nine's a beast.
He's a
Right.
beast.
A beast.
So I'm sitting there, I'm watching
Shout
this
out to
kid.
you, Tech.
I'm watching this kid, and I just sat there in amazement, like the way he utilizes words, the punction, and how you could hear it clearly.
Yeah, his pronunciation is incredible.
And just like Busta Rhymes,
Oh yeah.
it's like those two right there. Oh my
Oh, yeah.
God! The
I don't want to get into the
MC,
story.
the clarity,
but
but the clarity.
Like,
So as I'm in Kansas, I go back to Kansas City, and I'm sitting in the basement with Tech, and I'm watching this guy flip over these records, and this is with the DJ and all this stuff. But then the label started, and they started calling me because I was plugged in with a lot of cats. And I was like, I know this producer, I know this producer, I know this producer. For about 4 years, I'm doing the same thing. Then I kind of just phase back, and I just watch it develop. And I still tell them to this day, you know, sometimes if you're not in the picture, it doesn't mean you can't say I'm not proud of these guys. I'm very proud of everybody that's been in this industry, super proud of them.
about to change clothes.
I always used to say, you can't be in the cake if you're not in the mix.
Yeah.
So if you're not already, when they putting the flour in and putting all that stuff, just coming in later and putting the sprinkles on top and all the icing, that's all great.
That's great.
But you eat icing or cookie dough by itself, what's it gonna do? Make you sick.
Yeah.
So my thing was getting in, because I went from being an artist and being MCA and being an artist to going out the business to then transitioning all that stuff that I knew and all these people that I knew in the music business to TV, film. And I did TV and film for 15, 17 years.
What'd you work on?
I started out working for Lionel C. Martin. Shout out to Lionel, all how to be a player, all that stuff. I started working out with Lionel C. Martin doing movies. I started out being a PA going to get coffee. By the end of the movie, I worked on the movie for 2 years. I got 3 songs on the movie, which was Long Shot, Britney Spears, and NSYNC, and all them first movie. I just went and got coffee. I had a regular job. I was working at a hospice house in Chino.
Wow.
Working at a hospice house, and my homeboy's mom said, God told me you need to come with me up to this movie set. My son's working on a movie set. Took me up there one night. I took the night off, went up there the next day. She said, show up tomorrow. I said, well, how much money I get? They said, $200 a day. I said, I could show up here. I could show up here $200 a day.
Yeah.
Didn't do nothing. Free food all day. Second day I was on the movie, I was in the movie. I ended up being in the movie 3 times by then, and I got 3 songs on the movie, which still pay me to this day, and that's almost 20 years later.
Wow.
Then I started going. I did all the music videos. So every music video you see from like 2000 to about 2007 or 8, I did them. You can watch Avant Separated. I'm in the Avant Separated. I did all the Avants, all the videos.
Yeah, I love hearing stories like this, man.
Keith Sweat, Little Mo, Million Bucks. I did every music video from all Tony Braxton, every single artist that you can name of from about the year 2000 to about 2007. Then I went and I did a TV show. I helped do a show that I started on the ground floor called Dance 360. So it used to be on Channel 9. Used to be on Channel 9 every day, right before the Laker game.
Yeah.
Used to be on Channel 9 every day. And then a TV show for VH1 called Baggin', and Flavor Flav's TV show. I got him the TV show.
Wow.
I hooked him up. I used to work on
Flavor Love?
the Under One Roof, the sitcom.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
So when Flavor Flav came up, when we met,
sitcom.
yeah, when we met,
it was brief, but yeah,
he
I
was
remember.
this is before he went to Surreal Life.
It was real big.
So he used to come up and hang out with me on my TV show every day, and that's how we became friends. and that's like my family. He's taking me all
You know what's
over the
funny?
world.
I got a Flavor Flav story. This is so dope. Remember Ice-T had his club right there on Hollywood Boulevard?
Mhm.
Flavor Flav's Professor Grip walked outside, and I'm standing out there right here. And they turned around and looked at me, and I looked at them. I was talking to him. I said, man, I love y'all shit, man. And I just stood there for a second. The dude turned around and he said, man, I'm going to give you my number, man. I want you to come out to our next concert. We're going to give you backstage passes. I always wanted to tell him that. It was so dope because that was like the beginning of that whole introduction to hip-hop for me, too. Because everything was happening around 91, 92.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You had the 89s, but 88, I met Easy. But like,
By
at
91,
that,
it was
by
crazy.
91, you had Public Enemy. I think they had the first or second album.
That was
Oh, the
90,
second-
91 was
Is it second?
91 was Apocalypse 91.
Right.
They had 2 albums already for it. They already had
Right.
Bum Rush the Show
It's Bum Rush the Show.
and Takes a Nation Millions.
Right. I met them. Them brothers were so cool right then and there. I mean, you couldn't say nothing because hip hop was so authentic
Well,
and it was so much fun.
When you talk about Flavor, Flavor, he
Good
wanted,
guy,
he
man.
wanted to transition. He's one of the best guys. I mean, people say what they want or whatever, how he ever. Flavor's one of the best people you'll ever meet because he took a person like me. We just met because we had mutual friends, and they brought him up there to meet me because they knew I was a big Public Enemy fan. I have traveled all over the world with them. All of them, Professor Griff, Chuck D, DJ Lord, everybody in the group, Chuck D's brother E, everybody, all the S1Ws, these are like my family. Like Chalk is my family, TD my family, everybody, they're my family.
Wow.
I got fired from my first job in high school because I went to a Public Enemy concert. They didn't give me the night off, so they literally fired me from Alpha Beta.
Wow.
I cashed
Wow.
my check.
Not tell a
I
friend.
Tell a
cashed,
friend.
I cashed my check that night because they would not let me go. And I said, I'm not coming back here. And I went to the Public Enemy concert. A couple years ago, I sat in the exact same seat at the Greek Theater.
With no
Sat
check
in-
from Alpha Beta.
Sat in the exact same seat that I
Hey,
got
he told a friend.
fired. I sat in the exact same seat. But now I'm on stage at the Greek with PE. And I'm backstage and I'm family and I can do everything, before. So just think of all these years later, I get fired from my first job. Now I'm sitting in the exact same seat while nobody's in the arena. And now I got the backstage pass. I'm up on the stage with PE, with all the legends of hip hop, all these years later. And it was just a testament that I didn't need the money to validate what I did. I know what I did.
Right.
I didn't need I didn't need all the toys and stuff to go, oh, are you relevant in hip hop or you all that? I didn't need all that stuff to validate it because I started out, like you said, nobody gave us nothing.
Nobody
We
gave
all
us
did
nothing.
it all on our own. Nobody.
And the thing that's powerful about what you're saying, and even with Chocolate and everybody else, is the fact that the West Coast, I feel like sometimes it's never really truly had someone come in and just do a chart graph of the breakdown of the history that all these people have over here. Like you go to New York, you see the history of hip hop.
Right,
It's rich.
right,
It's
right,
very
right.
rich. And then you can't go and say everything has to run through K-Day, which I understand it's a powerful it's a powerful instrument. But there are segue gates to
Oh yeah,
segue
no
gates
doubt,
to
no
that
doubt,
nobody
no
knows.
doubt. There's other
but
routes,
nobody
there's
knows.
other routes,
but what I'm saying is nobody
those
knows
routes are-
these. Like I remember you was
secret.
telling me a story about, and I did forget this story. You and DLC, I think you went down to Texas or something like that,
Right.
and he had a different name.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, you was telling me about that story.
His name
Now-
was Doc T.
Now, with you knowing that, no one else knows that.
Outside of the people, well, what it was
No,
was.
but I'm saying outside of the
I
people that you know.
Well, no.
Or-
What it was, which gives, like I said earlier, this goes back to Dr. Dre when I said A person walk in with Dr. Dre with one identity, but walks out with a brand new identity.
Right.
Well, when DOC left Texas and came to Cali, he was still Doc T.
Right.
Dre changed his name to the DOC. You get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So Doc was already very popular all through Dallas because he was called the Channel 21 Kid.
Right.
Doc used to do, he was a Fox, well, here is Fox 11.
Mm-hmm.
In Texas, it's Fox 21. DOC, when he was 15 years old, he was a Fox Kid, which means that he used to do all the TV commercials
For
for
Dallas.
for Fox 21. He used to rap about Private Benjamin. You remember the TV show Private Benjamin?
Right.
He used to rap about that. Welcome Back, Carter. It was at 6 o'clock. You got whoop de whoop, and that whoop de whoop. He had a commercial that showed every day.
Right.
So he was already huge in
Dallas.
Dallas. Everybody knew him.
Big.
But
as the Channel
what
21
I'm saying is,
He was
it goes that.
He was a star. in his
Let's
own
say
city.
if we did a pie chart, you got a guy that done a crime, they do a chart, and they say, okay, this guy's tied to this guy, this tied to this guy.
Right.
We need that type of chart.
Oh, a family tree, bro.
Yeah, we need a tree
We
to
need that
break down stuff to the finest.
Right.
Because if we don't have that, how is this new generation going to go in and say, well, Chocolate did this,
Well, you know what it is?
and Dr. Dre did
You know
this,
what though?
and
That's
this right here, and that's how it has to be.
That's great of what you're saying because a lot of people don't know that. That's
Like, I didn't know
family
that
tree.
until a few years ago.
What?
About you was telling me about the DOC and the whole
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Oh,
Now,
yeah.
now that was 92. Was probably like about
Look,
20
when I
something years.
when I got to when I got
You know
to
what I'm
Dallas,
saying?
when,
If I
look,
would have known,
when I got to Dallas, I met DOC in a park.
right?
I pulled up in the park in a Nissan on Days. They never seen that before. They was like, "What the hell is that?"
I was like, what was that?
That was
What
80s.
80s, 87.
86.
86, 87.
I pull up in
I
the
remember
park
on Nissan.
on Dayton
They
in the
got you
Nissan.
killed, shit.
Candy paint. DOC jump in front of my truck and seen the California plates and said, "You from California?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Found me a parking spot." So it happened where he parked me at, like, "Come on, park right here." I pulled up on the side of the biggest DJ in Texas. Back then, just say, you remember how Theo was?
Yeah.
This dude was
yeah.
like 10 times a Theo.
And
His name was Dr. Rock.
Yeah, Dallas.
So I pull up on the side of Dr. Rock.
And Dallas is big.
But what I didn't pay attention to and didn't know why was that why is half the whole entire park
Over here.
is
where y'all
over
at.
here where y'all at. Everybody is just packed up behind DOC and Dr. Rock. So I'm not paying no attention. I park, get out the car. Dr. Rock like, "Where you from?" I'm like, I'm from Pomona. He's like, "Okay, I'm from Compton." So we get to talking. We leave the park. Dr. Rock like, "Follow me. We're gonna go over to McDonald's and grab something to eat." So I follow him to the, to McDonald's. Everybody at McDonald's is like struck, looking at DOC and Dr. Rock. And I'm like, something ain't right with this situation. Who is these two? Who is these two? Finally, Dr. Rock was like, "Yeah, that's Doc T. He's a rapper. He's a Channel 21 kid on Fox. Well, but I'm a DJ on the radio station. I have a mix show." Man, that was the biggest key to the city. Dr. Rock and DOC. Me and Dr. Rock became roommates. The biggest DJ in Texas.
Right.
Me and him became roommates. And that was the birth. When I met them, they were called Dr. Rock and the Get Live crew. I was wearing nothing but Fila. Coming from Pomona,
Right.
had nothing but Fila. When after Clear Blue, I was like, Dr. Rock? I was like, man, y'all need to get hip to this. Y'all should be Dr. Rock and the Fila Fresh crew. I gave them that name. So when I gave them that name, they wore no Fila. DOC's very first Fila sweatsuit that he ever had, my brother right there bought it.
Yeah.
Bought him a
Wow.
gold Fila sweatsuit.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, Doc, I love you, it's the truth,
Yeah.
he never took it off.
That's dope.
He never.
Dope. But
He bought him a gold Kango to match that Fila sweatsuit.
Oh, Lord,
When you
the
seen
Kango.
DOC, you seen DOC with that Fila sweatsuit and that gold Kango. My brother TJ
wow.
bought him his very first Fila sweatsuit. I changed their name from Dr. Rock and the Get Live crew to Dr. Rock and the Feel Fresh crew. Now,
That's crazy.
You can't be running around here talking
Pete,
about you the first
no one
you
can
got
do it
no
better.
feel.
After DLC got
And I
got
some
fucked
shit.
by Dr. Rock, after he took the money, the records that they was doing, they was
Yeah.
making money. If you ever pay attention to Doc's very first album, No One Can Do It Better, that's why you hear him say the Doc is dope. I would have been down with rock, but I'd be broke by that punk. I'm opening up my trunk to reveal that. He talking about Dr.
Dr.
Rock.
Rock,
yeah.
Cause I'm the D. What he say? What he say? You know, deal to the sea. I would have been down with rock, but I'd be broke. Knowing the formula, it's rough. He dissed him through that whole album.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, true
But
story.
DOC is very vocal for my career,
You ain't never
even
even
though
heard
he
about Dr.
didn't
Rock.
walk me into the industry. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I love my career so much. I also love Doc a whole lot, but I never, with me being around DLC, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, DJ Quick, all of us being around each other regular, I made my own career without any push and any help. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, which is-
I used to
which is
be in the
great.
studio. I used to be at Easy's house, and I'll never forget they used to do me like this, bro. I promise to God. They used to go, it'd be a house full of women. When they get to introduce, they used to go, oh, that's Chop right there. He vacationing. You get what I'm saying? But I was also peeping game. Like, okay, one day I'm gonna get it. I ain't worried about it. You know what I mean? I lived with Doc. Doc would have women strolled all around California. After No One Could Do It Better, he had everything. I lived with him. Doc would leave me the key to the car and be like, I'm gone. He gone for a week, gone for the weekend. And I would sit in that house and make music 24/7. Like, that was just what I did. I didn't have
Right.
nothing. I didn't have no money. Doc would leave me $100. I'll go to Carl's Jr. up the street. You know what I mean? Go to, y'all remember Hughes Market? I used to go to
Yeah.
Hughes Market to go get me burritos and have food at home to eat. And it's a story that Warren G told me one day. Warren G said, man, this is probably like 2 years ago. Warren G said, man, you know what? Me and you, I used to go through your phone book, man, after you blew up. I said, you used to go through my, he was like, yeah, man, y'all would leave after you blew up, y'all would leave. I'll go through your phone book and call all your friends. It's Warren G.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Until he made it. So he was
Right.
kind of going through the same stages of where I was going through. Only thing was that I was learning. Like, okay, I ain't gonna do that when I get some money. I'm gonna be more chill. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna do that.
Right.
One thing I ain't never been is a strip club fanatic. I ain't never been no man that go to no strip clubs. I've been on old school for years. How many times have you been to strip club?
Delva.
There it is.
How many
I'm
times-
not giving you
how
my
many
hard
times- How
earned.
many times we been to the strip club?
Once, when your boys came down from Louisiana.
It's hard.
We
It's
took
hard
her for
to
his
get that
birthday.
money.
An old girl, ooh.
But what I'm saying,
Can't
No, I
Right,
just
right.
don't like
It's the name
giving,
stripper
I just
and they
don't like
kidnapped
giving
me.
women money to act
I ain't
like,
about to give you
act
my
like
hard
they like
earned.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, acting,
blank.
acting like you like me.
TJ, tonight, you don't
better
remember?
go be on a movie set.
You don't remember when your boys came from Louisiana? And we went to the club, what's his name? And then y'all had to follow me because old girl chose me. That was one of the main dancers. Her name was Passion. She was bad. And y'all ended up, you, Joe Arthur, and all of y'all followed me to the house. I had my white Benz with the blue top, and y'all followed me to make sure I was straight. You remember that?
Well,
Yeah.
my family.
I just
Now, this was
say,
in L.A. This was at, what was the name of that club used to be across from another one?
Oh,
The Barbary Coast.
Barbary
Barbie
Coast.
Coast, Barbie
the
Couch.
savviest motherfucking clubs. In
You don't
LA.
remember when your boys came from Louisiana?
Yeah, I
and
remember now.
It was his birthday. And we
Was
took him
LV there that night?
Who's LV?
The singer. Was he there that
Yeah,
night?
he was with us. LV.
Yeah,
Bald
wow,
headed LV.
Where LV at?
He doing all right.
They doing
You
all
know,
right.
Yeah, we got to see him.
I know. I seen Coolio in Las
Coolio's
Vegas.
good people too.
Is he
Las
still
Vegas.
cooking?
Who?
Coolio.
I don't know. None
We
of
saw
them.
LV when you got your award for the West Coast.
Yeah,
the
you know,
West
I
Coast.
wanna.
West Coast Hip Hop Awards.
No, I seen him after that because I also won
Yeah, I got that.
Lifetime
I
Achievement
did
Award.
that. I did that too. I got
Is
my.
that right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got my.
Yeah, that was that. Oh, that was
No,
that night.
I just say
Yeah, that
that.
night
we got-
I think
we
that
got
needs to
best
be
news
done,
today.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was
yeah. You
dope
was
as
there
hell.
with me. You Spice One, Mama.
We got on the run.
Yeah.
Got best new
Wow.
label. I got.
That's the night we
Yeah.
took all them pictures We took all the pictures.
Yeah,
with
dog,
Mama.
dog, you and dog.
Yeah, dog kept, I don't know what he did with that little trophy we got. I didn't care.
She
It was a
didn't care.
goddamn, it was a CD. I was going, this nigga is grimy as fuck.
But you know what?
I'll take it.
But TJ, that's the thing though. It doesn't. Long as your acknowledgement, I used to think like that too.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's like nigga,
Nah,
that's
I
like
just-
getting a trophy with a
Look,
shrimp hanging out of it. Like, nigga.
look, he came out, we went out to dinner before the show and all that. He's like, man, I really admire you. Woo dog was going. Him and Chad. He was going, man, shit. You making some kind of fix of this nigga, man. What-
Chaz Hayes.
No.
Which Chaz?
No, our dude. The nigga that did Mama's party.
He's dope. We need to keep that guy on our
Hey,
pocket.
he is in my pocket.
It still has to happen. I would say
He don't want
this.
to tell me what I needed. Look.
I would say
He
this
said,
though,
you don't need that
bro.
much for a podcast.
Uh, The West Coast needs a museum, but it needs to be detailed out to the finest. Like everybody knows Q, everybody don't know about CIA. You know what I'm
Right, Coup in
saying?
action.
But everybody doesn't know the whole breakdown, like
That's true.
from Tidy T. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I'm just saying they need
For
to know.
you not to be
Yeah,
a
you
Californian.
know from here.
But what I'm
you know
saying
from-
is,
you know
what I'm saying is, I'm not from
Yeah,
Cali.
bro.
Yeah, but
I'm not from Cali, but I know
a lot of
I know the
people wouldn't
history.
even.
That's
I know
what
the
I'm
importance
saying.
of it. I know the
You just
importance
said
of it.
Tidy T, so yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But
That was one of my
I
biggest records.
I know
Oh, man.
I know the importance of
You really
the
ain't
history.
stopped it, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Better around.
I know the importance of it, and that's all I'm saying.
But see,
It's all a lot of stories that's missing on the West
But
Coast
see,
that need to be
they'll
told.
they'll talk about all the LA stuff.
Yeah.
It's more than
It
LA.
wasn't
No,
just-
no. What I'm saying is, when you go to New York, you're gonna get their history. You're gonna get Red Alert, Cool Herc. You're gonna get all that. But on the West Coast, when you come here, you gotta find it. Why do we gotta find this rich history? It's a lot of rich history
Because
that
nobody-
started before NWA.
Because nobody.
There's a lot of
because
rich
nobody
history.
says it. Because
No.
nobody
says it, but it's not charted. What I'm saying, if it's documented,
Right.
we can look at it and say,
But if you,
this guy right here, we can attach to this guy right here, that can attach to
but
this
see,
guy.
there's lost
It's
stuff.
like it's like you said. It's just like Chuck said. There's no family tree to map it out.
Right,
where
and
you
that's
can
what
tell
we
you
gotta-
who
it
got
has to
hooked
be
up with
done.
Who wrote? Who produced this track for so and so?
But it's gotta be done.
Because I mean, when people look at Dr. Dre, they just think Dr. Dre NWA, but they didn't know before that he was doing
Right.
Dr. Dre with Surgery, the World Class Wrecking Crew, and all that shit. See, people don't talk about those type of
Right,
things.
like when we was talking about
Lonzo.
kings and queens.
Right.
What did I say? I said, if you go on the internet and you type in kings and queens, black kings and queens, what shows up? But then in school, they show us everything about Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and that's it. That's where we started at. But that's what they won't put it in a book. They put it on the
Shirley
internet.
Chisholm.
So how do
You might
you
get Shirley
how do you
Chisholm.
teach a kid something that you don't want to tell them?
Because those are systematic.
Systematic.
Yeah.
Those are
Which I
those are
understand,
systematic.
but-
Remember,
Mhm.
all the school books that have come out here, all around the country, they all come from Texas.
Right.
They're all started and
Governmented.
they're all started in Texas.
Mhm.
So you remember you got a Bible.
No, which I know what you're
Bible
saying.
belt, a Bible
Right.
belt.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's why when you went through and you only had this much of this history, this much, but you got World War II would be 2 weeks worth of stuff.
Right.
Of course.
And
Of
it's
course,
Civil
when
like-
you
War,
deal-
the
it's
Civil
like-
War,
when
it
you
took
deal
you
with
a month to
minority-
get. Yeah, it take you a month to get through the
when
Civil
you're dealing
War.
with, they're not.
Yeah.
They didn't want y'all to
Right.
learn about that.
And
They
it-
didn't want nobody to learn about that. When it comes to lost, you have sections of the West Coast. I mean, you got to think right before Dre came out with the Chronic, you had a huge explosion. You had the MCs.
Yeah,
you had
Egyptian Lover.
the freestyle fellowships. You had all the good life people, the Born Allahs. Shout out to Born Allah, that's
Uncle
my
Jam's
man.
Army.
You had Volume 10.
Yeah.
All that stuff that came
But this,
all that stuff that came from
Mhm.
with a boom ping ping. That's all Volume 10.
right.
All these bus drivers, all these dudes that came, Fish, and all these guys that came from the good life. They were my man. Rest in peace to my man who just died, Ganja K. All that Project Blowed. They were coming up. The West, the Dr. Dre hit, and it was back to gangster.
Yeah.
It was back to, you couldn't get MCs rapping like Micah 9, and you couldn't. They didn't want. Nobody, the world did not want to hear that no more. We had Medusa, and
Right.
you had these girls and stuff like that. This was the era of groovers and silk shirts and beads and African medallions and stuff like that.
And beads.
Boom.
Yeah.
What hit right then?
And
The
that's
chronic.
why
Chronic.
that's why I say it's a very important thing to see your life play out in front of you now, because we're living in an era that things play out in front of you. You have to see it, because us talking about it is a whole level of understanding that they're not gonna get, but them seeing it and saying, oh, because when our kids see Ice Cube, they see him from the movies. They don't see him from the Jerry curl and the fuck you guys
God damn it, I
see.
just said it all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they
he
don't
was
see
driving
that.
a Jeep.
But it's
Jeep
came from
Cherokee,
people
yeah,
like Pop,
yeah.
like TJ, who give a platform like this where you can understand it. The people listening can take that information and take that information. and
But you know what? We're gonna do this every week because we don't have enough time
Oh, yeah.
in a
Yeah,
day.
they-
To
you
cover
know,
everything.
to talk about
Right.
what we know, and you know what I mean. So that's what makes it
Yeah,
interesting.
and
you know what I'm saying?
you and your brothers all have such this rich history in hip hop and such this rich history. I mean, I think Chocolate, all this stuff that he came from wasn't even here. His biggest record came from Texas.
Yeah.
He was in Texas, so he wasn't out here using his Dr. Dre hookup, his Eazy-E hookup, even though y'all was around him and y'all knew the Pac and stuff like that. I mean, most people that talk about Pac, you know, I worked for the Outlaws for 2 years. You know, we all knew Pac back in the day since we was all coming up in the game together. I met Pac with Money B at Blue Dreams in Pomona. That's why I met. That's why I met Pac for the
I met
first
Pac
time.
from D-Shot. I met
From the Click.
Yeah, from the Click. I met D-Shot
Yeah.
over the phone. When I was working for my boy in Hollywood, I met D-Shot. I called him because I looked in the phone book. Back in the day, they had the business book. They had everybody's number on there. So I called Sick With It Record, and D-Shot picks up the phone. I said, man, I admire what y'all doing, brother. You know, and the Gavin was coming up, and I said, I want to meet you. And I went out there, and I met him. He took me all over Oakland. He introduced me to Digital Underground and Tupac.
Right.
But it was like back then, we lived that life that it was regular for us.
Right.
That you can go somewhere and be with Chocolate and meet Snoop and be
Right.
with this person and meet
Yeah.
this person.
And you have to
and it
remember-
was automatic.
When I'm
Right.
coming up,
Mhm.
there ain't nobody to look. There ain't that many people who look like me
Nah,
in the game.
nah.
I'm
Everybody thought it was see search. Look.
right. But you automatically become all those people.
Right,
You automatically get like, look, me and Chocolate, we together every day. That's my brother.
Right.
His biggest song gave me the hardest time in the biz. Because when I was going for a record deal, every label wanted that. So that's the first word out
You
of their
wasn't
mouth.
dancing and doing none of
I
that
wasn't
shit.
doing none of that. I was so political. That's why me and PE got along so good, because
Wow.
that's the way I came up. I came up in that era. I came up in the LL Cool J, the Public Enemy eras. I wasn't rapping like that. I was from I'm from my beloved West Coast. So I'm sitting there.
I'm West all day.
So I'm doing
I'm-
all this. I ain't never
I'm
lived nowhere
West
else.
Coast, South Side, that's me,
it.
man. That's
Right.
That's my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I was
product
in the
of
middle.
South Side.
So when I came,
Real.
but I knew people, but you knew people from other places. You know,
Right.
we knew people from other places.
It was a national brotherhood in hip hop that
It's a
that-
small community.
It's a small community
It's a
because when
small-
I went to New York, because I wanted to get a feel of the energy in New York, like what it was
And
really
that's-
about.
and that's
And
what
so
you do.
I went out there and I ended up running into, matter of fact, this is funny. I ran into Heavy D.
Wow.
Heavy introduced me to a guy had a deal with Heavy D. His name was Jeff Christie, He had a
Yeah.
group called Intro.
Yeah.
And so,
Remember them?
Kevin
I was just
Green.
gonna say-
Kevin
Yeah.
Green.
and so Kenny Green.
Kenny
Green, and we're all hanging out. I went to New York. I met Jeff from taking him some weed. I took Jeff some weed. I took him a block of weed, and he said, "Man, I got a group." He said, "Man, I don't know if you know. You probably don't even want to really mess with that, do you?" I said, "Nah, I don't really want to do this shit." So I took a block of weed, dropped it off, and he said, "Come to New York in 2 weeks." I got on a plane, went to New York, and I stayed in the house with Kenny Green. Didn't even know who the fuck he was. It was Kenny Green and the whole group Intro. And I'll end up running around with them. They take me across town to meet this guy named Super Dave, who was producing So For
Super
Real.
Dave.
Super Dave.
Super
yeah.
real.
No, not the.
It's a different one. This is a
I
different
know.
one.
I know.
Right?
I know who you're talking about.
So Dave produces My Love Is You. And I'm sitting there with these kids with all these records.
Yeah.
I can't
And I'm
get
going-
that damn group.
I'm going, what the
So
fuck
Hot
is
Hot,
happening?
that's it.
So
Then I'm at Jeff's house. Kid and Play walk in the
I
living
found
room.
from Texas. From Waco.
Then Salt and Pepper and
There
them
was
come
little
over.
kids, too. Them little
And I'm in the
kids.
midst of all this. I just left the West Coast from the hot cats on the West, and I go to the East, to the hot cats on the East. I don't know what happened. It just happened. God blessed it
Yeah,
and made it happen.
That's how
But
it works.
that's how hip hop
Yeah.
was back then.
Right.
That you could be with these people, and it was nothing. And then I could sit back and go to my son. I was like, I can't tell. It's hard for me to say what I know and what I see because somebody else has to say it.
Yeah, you don't want to have to sit there. You don't want to have to sit there and tell people what you've done.
Right.
And you don't want to sit there. You either want them to know. You don't want to have to sit there and go, "Oh man, I did this and I did that."
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Because
right, right.
coming from a music background, and when I went into music, from the movies, and then went into doing music videos, everybody came to the West Coast to do
They
their
sure
music
did.
videos. So I started working with all these people before they were famous. T.I. Everybody would come, and the production company that I worked for would send me to pick them up, take them, show them around L.A., take them to the Beverly Center, take them to the Fox
Give
Hills
'em that-
Mall.
feed 'em that
So I
food.
wasn't just being like, "Oh, can I get your coffee?" I'm driving with them every single day. They're like, "Hey, we need some weed. Where's the girls at?
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah.
the girls at?"
But that's
But
just this week. We ain't even got
all their
shit.
friends
We're gonna just go.
Then
bro.
they
We
friends
ain't
end up
gonna
becoming-
let you add and do what you
becoming
wanna do.
artists. So
Right.
it was knowing all these people and then using
He took over the show, didn't he?
Yeah. No. No.
It's okay.
using all these connections
You know, all
that I
of this.
had from the music
Watch
business,
how we
from
start
the
shining.
music
Start making
business,
change.
to end up when I'm on
You don't
TV.
believe
Right.
that?
Now they're requesting. Now they're saying, "Oh, we need old school here because we know what he can do." These are all my connections from the music business.
Mhm.
So going after
They
all
feel
the
safe.
years, yeah. If
It's a
somebody
safety
said
thing.
we need so and so for a TV show, I could easily pick up my phone and go, "Well, you don't have to go through no
You don't
manager.
know,
I'll call him."
I call them direct. But
Just-
that's the thing that's so beautiful just about the brotherhood of hip hop. Just it got to a point. It's crazy because you talk about TV too, but there's so many different levels I could go on. I was outside of a club. Chris Tucker and Faison Love were at Bar One, and we're standing outside. And Faison was telling me he's working on a movie Friday. I said, "Man, can you give me a gig with y'all? Just do some PA stuff." He was like, "Man, I'm gonna ask." He called me back too. He said, "Man, I can't get you nothing, but they're almost done with the film anyway."
You know Christian Red?
Uh,
Wow. Okay, keep
Then-
going. I just
so,
had a question.
I end up getting a regular job. I go work at Macy's at the Beverly Center because I said I'm gonna be around this music stuff.
Right.
So I'm working at the Beverly Center, and a lady comes in. This white lady comes in and says, "Do you like your job?" And I look at her and I say, "Nah, I'm cool. If I could work somewhere else, I'll work there." She said, "Give me a call in 2 weeks." I gave her a call. I show up. and I'm working for the TV show Melrose Place, 90210
Wow, that was
in
my
Charlotte.
show too.
That's
Yeah.
how-
And
Wow.
and
That's how that
but
works.
when
Ooh, that tastes
you
good.
said your story,
Tastes
it was
good.
a direct connect with my story,
Happiness, taste this.
and it was good that you said what you said, because people don't understand the power of conversation,
Right.
and that's what a lot of people don't have now. Is they don't like to talk. People don't like to talk no more, and that's why things are going haywire. The kids and a lot of us don't know how to have conversations no more. That's why the guy that had the plug was the guy that talked to everybody.
Right.
He was the guy that, I'm not afraid to talk to you. I'm not afraid to tell you, man, let me know, and I'll let you know in about 20 minutes what I can do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I made a living.
Because remember, this is
I made
this
a
is
living off
business-
of knowing people.
This is a business of not. You don't walk around with your resume in your pocket like you
No,
going
you
to
gotta
work at
do it.
FedEx and stuff. This is all
Yeah,
about
catch it on the way
it's
back.
90.
It's a birthday.
95%. Who you know. 5%
Yeah.
talent.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing when I went to go work on the movie. I
didn't either. When I
showed
got
up.
hired,
I showed up and they told me, stand right here, and when we yell action, don't let anybody go on the street. I'm like, how am I going to tell somebody who's walking to their house that you can't go no more? But you're going to pay me $200 a day. You best believe I'm telling that person
Yeah.
you can't go.
yeah.
You learned how to do it.
I
Huh?
Hey,
learned how to
hey.
do it and
I would've been that nigga.
walked home,
Hey,
look.
went home,
Hey.
got in the car that night and told my homeboy, I said, this is a hustle. I said, watch, I'm gonna get in this movie, I'm gonna get songs on this movie, and told him driving home from LA that night what I was gonna do. I worked on the movie for 2 years.
Man, that's crazy.
2 years. Like I said, got in the movie 3 times and got 3 songs
When
on
I was
it.
over there,
it's-
when I was working with Aaron Spelling, what's crazy about that is
That's the
it
90210.
yeah, it wasn't a lot of me over there. You dig what I'm saying? It wasn't a lot of black folks over there. Yeah, I was just me, and I was learning about their world, because in Hollywood it's a black and white side,
Oh yeah.
and they're gonna let you know.
Oh yeah.
The vice president pulled me in his office. He said,
Can I fuck you?
Tyra.
Hey, nigga, come here.
I mean, it's also
He told me.
You got nice
Where?
glass on
No, he told me. Here's what he
Come
told
on,
me.
nigga guy.
He said,
Can I fuck you?
he said, if you don't show up and work on time, I gotta let you go.
Yeah, that's anywhere.
No,
Nigga,
but
working
wait,
McDonald's,
he
nigga,
said
they gonna
it
tell you
wasn't a
that.
lot of us over
Wow.
there.
Right.
For
Look,
4 years,
Bro,
4 years, I
Bro.
didn't miss one day.
bro, but
And
if
I
you
wasn't
work,
never
if you
late.
work that nigga
Hey, we want to give a shout out
to the birthday
to
girl,
the birthday.
Hello.
Come here, come on, mom, come over here.
Oh, Jesus.
and we don't want to
You know.
ask as far as a male gender. I don't want to ask you how old you are.
I can.
I said I didn't want to ask you
Why not?
because you're not supposed to ask women
She don't mind telling her.
I don't mind.
how old are you.
60. I'll be 63.
You a lie and a half. Excuse me, Lord, not a lie.
Happy
You a
birthday.
fib and a half. Black don't crack.
It sure
You
does.
don't look like you're in your 60s. You look like you're mid like 48, 50.
Nope, mother of 3 grown kids. Grandmother of 8. You want to try again?
No,
Hello.
I'm done. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. You look.
Well,
I would
we'll
have
send
never
a
even
shout out
imagined that.
To moms, everybody knows.
Man, happy
Mama G.
birthday, Mama G. Happy birthday. You look
Happy
beyond
birthday,
gorgeous.
Happy
And
birthday.
60s is far from what I've ever imagined.
That's how it
Honest
is.
to God, I'm being 100.
Well, my daughter, if you saw my daughter next to me, you'd be like, uh-oh, wait a minute, hold on.
For real, I believe that. So you don't do nothing. I'm talking about like drugs.
No,
You could tell.
keep going.
You don't
Drink.
drink.
When I feel like it.
You like me. What's your sign?
Gemini.
That's, oh yeah, we.
Come on.
I'm an Aquarius. Aquarianized. Across the room, one more. God, thank you. Very creative.
Very.
Very
Now I
creative.
gotta go check my fishing pole. Bye.
Ain't nothing on that
Thank you
phone.
guys.
Happy birthday to you.
No,
What I was saying is
Damn,
I'm
63?
blessed. I'm blessed to have lived to be 51. First of all,
I
but
thought
I'm
it was
blessed.
44 hours.
I'm
when
blessed.
You said 44 earlier.
But
I kept going.
I'm also
Something
blessed
right.
to be a part of
Was
hip
you
hop.
10
I was like, yeah, he was
You
like
know what
8
I
years
mean?
old, nigga, like the paper boy.
Hip hop
That-
keeps
You going in the labels?
It keeps you young.
Yeah.
People talk about rap and hip hop.
Like paper.
Remember, hip hop is a culture.
Yeah.
Hip hop is how you live. That's how you dress. How you wear your hat.
right.
How you wear your pants. What shoes you got on. Rap is what you do. Rapping when you
Yeah,
put
you get
cat,
that.
hat, fat. That's rap.
Man,
That's
now
what
you know it's
It's-
just.
it's-
When I tell you, it's so fucked up right now.
I think I've enjoyed
So
every part
everything
of
is
this.
just so fucked up. I get so confused on everything. Y'all,
Nah.
look. When we were talking earlier about determination, what people want to do, right?
Right.
As far as trying to get your career to from this point to this point and showing dedication, right?
Right.
Well, sometimes you can put too much shit in and it just blow your career.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever okay, here go a best example I can think of. Have you been driving like down the street, or just say you was on a bus and happened to look over and there be a motherfucker like with a sign that be trolling it, that work for a store and shit. They be trolling, they be dancing with the headphones on.
Yeah, that's the one that do the
Whatever
taxes
it's
and all that shit.
bingo,
He
Liberty
wearing
taxes
the green and all, the big green blow ups.
Whatever
and
it may
shit,
be, it might be for Pizza Hut, but they
Yeah.
got their signs and they had the earphones on, they be dancing and partying. You did what I'm saying? So
Right.
one day, I promise you, it hit me one day. It was like, that's a good job and you're doing a good job, but damn, you kind of like overboard it. If you slow your ass down and just stop, I can read who you promote.
Right.
But they
Right.
moving so
Right.
much and dancing, they just trolling it and moving it. They're promoting it to the highest level, but you don't even know who he's promoting.
Right.
It's just moving. The sign
Yeah.
and dancing, trolling it, throwing it in the air. The whole time, if you're on the corner trying to look at the sign, you be like, trying to read that
You gonna miss
little-
it.
Shit you be done read.
But you can't read it, yeah, because you
had a
can't.
rep.
So who are you
transfer
promoting?
that
You
shit.
get what I'm saying? So you can
Right.
overdo your job and lose out on a whole lot. Just
Right.
go to your pace. You said earlier they told you if you're ever late, you lose your job.
Right.
Too many times, right?
No,
That's what you said.
No, what I'm saying is, when I first
No, what
got
I'm
the
saying
job,
is that if you go to McDonald's and you
Right.
late too many times, this is what's gonna
you
happen.
go to his job.
Fuck
Right.
news.
But
It's
I
anywhere
think
you
the
got a
point
job
that,
at.
that he was
Yeah.
getting to, he didn't really know how to say, I know you a brother.
Oh,
and,
I got you.
and I'm gonna let you
And I
know.
know you be on
I'm
CPT
kind of throwing
time,
something in
color
your.
people time,
Yeah, I'm
bro.
letting you know. I'm basically pulling you to the
CPT
side
time.
to let you know.
So you
You're
know
setting
what
a
you're supposed to tell him?
standard.
You know what
Standard
You're
has to be
setting a
higher than
standard for
everybody else.
everybody else.
No, but you're supposed to tell
And
him.
I said-
This is what you tell him. Okay, if I'm supposed to be here at 6, did you tell me 3 in the morning?
Oh,
Okay.
put it like this.
If you telling me that because you know I'm black, then
Yeah,
give me
right.
CPT time and give me color people time.
But
I'll
I
be here
tell
every
you
time
this.
on time. You gotta be here.
I set a
You gotta be here
standard.
at 4 in the morning. Guess
I set
what?
a standard for them and made them look real good
Yeah.
for all of us. That
And it's
I've
true that
learned
you
so
say that,
much
'cause
and
my
gained
aunt
so
said,
much knowledge
that's
off
what
of
we do
that.
her ass.
That's
If
how you
we
gotta
want
do
something
it.
on time, you want her to be somewhere on time?
Give her hours ahead of
Yes,
time.
indeed. So
If the party started at 4, tell her 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
She gonna show up at 4 and people just not pulling up when
That's
she
it.
pull up.
Yep, that's what we
That's
do.
how the game
That's
started.
it.
Start at 1.
But you tell her it start at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
If it start at 1,
I
it
can
start
say
at 4,
this,
you tell her
man.
it start
I
at 1
love
o'clock.
every bit of this journey I've been on. I'm still loving it,
That's
and
right.
I'm still loving it. I'm not gonna let nobody take this
Their
joy away from me.
Their falters take your joy. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let
What they
what
falter,
what they're doing now is not gonna kill my joy because I was a part of something that was rich,
Right.
and I'm still a part of it because it's in me, and it's on me, and I'm a part of that, which is this thing that was so beautiful was we did something that will never be done again.
You know what? Let me tell you. Lightning can't strike twice in the same place. But you
What we
1,000%
did,
no,
what we
1,000%
did.
right about that one. Nobody
It's like
else-
this.
It won't be.
When I met you when I met you in Hollywood, my car just got stolen 2 weeks before I met you.
Wow.
That's not going to happen again.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
I'm not going
Right.
to re-meet you.
Right.
I'm not going to re-meet you.
Look.
You know what I mean?
God works in
Yeah.
mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Shout out to my 2 homeboys that was signed to Tupac. They was on First Generation. My boy named Kmont, and the other one name was Asu.
Mhm.
Pac had just signed him right before he got killed. Greg Nice from Nice and Smooth
Yeah.
introduced Pac to these 2 cats. But long story short, they live on the East Coast, we live on the West Coast. They didn't understand when we used to say, like Tyrone could say, yeah, TJ, I'm gonna make sure in the morning that whoop-de-whoop, and then TJ like, oh, okay, you sure? You like, yeah, on everything. They didn't understand that word on everything. They was from the East Coast, so they used to be like,
Word.
Like on everything what they mean. They didn't know like
Right,
on everything
right.
what that mean. So when we finally told them, Kmart was like, man, when y'all be saying like on everything, what that mean? Like it was like on everything. It mean like on my mama, on my kids, on my house, on my life.
Everything.
Oh,
is
he was like, you lit up like a Christmas tree. He was like,
Right.
word. Like they say, word is
Right.
bond.
Yeah.
We said on everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Word
That
is
mean like,
bond.
nigga, that's on everything.
Everything
Whatever,
did
right.
to us.
It's
goes
the
to
truth
us.
what
It's
I'm
on
telling you.
everything.
Right.
It's just-
So let me tell you this, God is
Everything.
my witness. This happened. You said that earlier about how shit happened with you, just spontaneously. Listen, my nigga used to watch Minister Society. Remember the nigga who had the videotape?
OG. I mean,
OG, the one who was having the car stolen.
Oh,
Oh,
Lorenz Tate?
No,
no,
the dude,
no.
he played his
Tara
pinky.
Turner.
He played his pinky.
right.
Clifton Powell.
Clifton Powell.
Clifton Powell. Okay.
I couldn't think
You
of his
remember?
name in the
Look, nigga, God is my witness. This happened. They are out here for like 3 months with me, and every time that we would be talking, they thought it was a joke and it would be funny to be like on everything. Like anything that I would say, I'd be like, nigga, we're gonna stop it in and out on everything. After they learned
Right.
what it meant, so they would do me like that, right?
Right.
So the other one would be on everything, and the other one was like, what was his main quote? If I call Keith G right now, his main quote was, oh my God. Nigga, remember he came to the door to sell the car in Minister Society and he opened up the door and he said, nigga, fuck what I'm saying. Remember that?
Yeah.
That his main word in there and everybody's like, nigga, we in the car, in my Range Rover, we on Melrose. Me, Keith G, Asu, and came out. That nigga, no, he said, nigga, I don't give a fuck what he said. To the white dude, remember when the white dude came walking up
Yeah.
in the projects or whatever?
Yeah.
When he said those exact words, God is my witness. My nigga came out and I suit sitting in my Range Rover. That nigga said, nigga, I don't give a fuck what he said. My other nigga said, on everything. As soon as he said that, the nigga said, oh shit, there you go. We look out the window, nigga, Clifton Powell is walking into a restaurant, right? As soon as the nigga said it. That nigga let down the window and said, I don't give a fuck what he said. He went like this. Oh, and grabbed his stomach and pointed at my car and started laughing.
Oh my God.
Soon as my nigga said, I don't give a fuck what he said, my nigga said, oh shit, there you go. And we looked,
Wow.
and he walking into a restaurant off of Melrose, and we let the window down and said that to him. He started laughing. He pointed at the car and just threw his hands up. My nigga said, nigga, how would that ever happen?
Just like they should.
Oh,
Everything it's
it just like God placed it.
right.
Good example. We'll get back to some real shit. I don't know if you and her, I'm about sure y'all know who I'm talking about. Anyway, you know Bull? You know Bull? You know Bull? All right. I will push it out there for that 100. Show you how God works. We didn't know that this particular person had cussed out an 11-year-old kid the day before, right? We don't know none of this. We don't know this. So we're at the studio. Studio is a townhome that we converted into a studio.
Right.
We got the garage open, chilling. We just taking a little break from the record, letting our minds unfold. Just chilling.
Right.
Dude, this particular person who I think she knows, and I think she knows. I know TJ know him for a fact. I ain't gonna put the nigga name out there though. But look what he do. He walk in and he looking at everybody, but he always be like kind of punking the homies. And I'm like, nigga, he ain't like y'all be letting him punk y'all. So he come in that day, he take a beer can. He look at Bull, he take a beer can. He fresh like a week out of jail. He take a beer can and he go, yeah, Bull. And he go like this, boom. And put the can on his chest and hold it, move his hand and the can sitting on his chest. He like, yeah. Boom. I was knocking niggas out way bigger than you, cuz. Soon as that nigga said those words, remember I told you he cussed the little kid out the day before.
Right.
We don't know the nigga daddy coming. The nigga daddy, as the nigga said, nigga, I was knocking out niggas bigger than you in the pen, cuz. Look, the nigga daddy hear his voice and like, you see his feet stop on the garage? He go, and look up under, he like, whoop, whoop. I'll be hollering at you. He walk out, something toe chop. Hit the garage button, let the garage on so you can see what's about to happen. I hit the garage. I walk to the corner of the garage like this. I don't hear him. I just see the hand gestures. So I was like, oh shit. By the time I turned my back, heard a nigga go, E, help! I turned back around. He beating the brakes off of me. Looked up TJ. He big. He sit on the nigga back, right?
Right.
He's sitting on it, now he can't do nothing, he on his belly. So he done knocked him down where he on his stomach, right? He got him and he beat him. He like, he got his head up like this, he like, boom, boom, but he's sitting on his back, beating him with his head pulled all the way back. He just, oh shit. So look, he banging his face in. You look at the homie E, who he came with, he said, E, help me. My nigga E looked at him. Nigga said, man, I thought the whole time y'all already straightened this out. And I tell you I couldn't breathe, right? So I'm laughing. He's screaming.
Oh, my
but
God.
guess who saved him? Bull. Bull run. It's his nephew through his wife. Like, you know, his nephew-in-law.
Yeah.
He like, Reg, come on, Reg. And he grabbing him, he holding him, and that nigga's face is just bruised up and scratched up, and he like, get him. You know, Bull big. Bull like, get him off of him. He throw his hands up like, yeah, nigga, I'll be back. Nigga, me and the homies coming back. I was like, man, look, leave that alone. You took that life. Come on, leave it alone.
Yeah.
He walked
Right,
himself
wow.
right into
Like
it.
a minute left, y'all.
Wow.
Okay.
Want to thank everybody for listening, everybody watching.
Yeah.
Everybody listening.
Definitely.
Hello.
Yep.
Especially everybody listening.
Why we on the time limit though when we was like an hour late though?
That's not 2 hours and 9 minutes.
That's why we edited.
Hey, I
We
can
got a
say
whole
this.
lot to talk about.
Hey, I'm happy to be back with my homeboys, man.
That's
It
real
ain't
talk.
like we never left each other anyway. So I appreciate being on the
I gotta
show,
get you
man.
those
Yes, sir.
pictures of me and you and all us. I gotta get them.
That's OG Bobby Johnson.
OG Bobby Johnson. TJ, me, you, Red Alert.
Yeah. Wow.
Married to Sally Richardson.
Yeah. Look,
He
wait a
was married
minute.
to her during the time that we took the pictures.
That was-
Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you what's funny.
You don't
They
remember
were
that,
walking
man?
down. They were walking down Venice Beach. They was walking down Venice Beach this way. I'm walking this way. And I said, man, you that brother?
Y'all.
You that brother from the movie? He's like, yeah, man. He gave me his number. 2
Yeah.
days later, him and Sally Richardson knocking on my door.
Yeah, that's how we met him, was through you. We met him at the YVPC. In Compton is, DJ Train, rest in peace, but he was there
Yeah.
with us. I did HWA's album. You was there.
Yes.
It was me, you, Box, Boss Hog CPO, O's Attitudes, TJ, and what was their dancer's name?
V.
V.
We had so much fun. Oh my
V.
God.
V. Was a cool V or just,
V.
yeah, V.
No, Cool V.
It was a dancer.
That's why it's so
the
hard.
whole.
It's so hard now. It's so hard now imagining that they're actually listening to this music.
Right.
You know what I mean? These kids now. But then it's like I have to disattach myself to it. We got our history.
We need listen to what I'm saying. We need to do a recording. Where we make mistakes at is by doing shows weekly instead of us just canning them, putting them up. Then you can say, okay, here go another show, here go another show, here go another show. So what I'm saying is like we could do wardrobe changes, changing the top. Just make sure that you don't see the upper. We know I wear Levi's anyway, but we can knock out 2 to 3 shows every Saturday, and you already have them in the can.
So just do the shit.
Just do
That'll be
them.
our Saturday.
Yep, we could do our live, but we also can do the ones that we could throw on YouTube and get the views for.
The edit.
You get what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
editing,
Yeah.
edit them, put them up.
Okay.
But long as just like
Well, just
they
get
don't
the-
shoot.
Keep them running.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like they don't shoot TV shows just one
No,
per
they
one per
run,
day.
yeah.
They shoot episodes and episodes.
Yeah.
So we
You know.
just need to have some shit in the can, have a wardrobe change, get on know our subjects like we do, sit down and know what we're gonna talk about, and then record it. We'll do 3 shows.
5 shows a day.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just saying, yeah. But are we live?
We live.
We been I got no weapon.
I don't be no. I done take
I
my
love
pill.
it. I love
That nigga
man, I
said,
love everything
Prince
about
got a hairy
what's going on
booty.
now, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like,
You
these
don't have to
niggas
agree
good,
with
bro.
it.
Hey, let me
I have
tell
to
you.
agree with it.
Hey, I ain't gonna say who said this though. What? Look at the moon. It ain't never failed.
Hey, when I'm telling you, you know what I'm gonna do?
Wait a
You know
minute.
I got a semi t-shirt.
You niggas
It's
get
been up there all the time.
all of
Look,
these
it ain't
quotes,
never
all of
failed.
quotes.
I said, what?
Look, Tyrone,
A fucking narrator after that.
TJ, let me tell you some shit. You have to think. I was telling the homie the other day. I said, okay, I got all of the shit. Personally, I bought everything. I got everything to make t-shirts. So if you know
Right.
anybody that need t-shirts, vinyl, whatever they want, banners, I'll let you.
Oh, this
know,
was a
man.
good- this was a
Plus,
good
you know, I
episode.
also
This
got a
was a good
barber
show.
shop and a beauty shop.
This is
So
good.
I'm trying to just,
Put it in.
you know, yeah, my music, you know, come on, man. God's blessed me. And y'all do know that out there. God has blessed me. But
Oh, man,
you
that's
just
all
can't
of it.
sit and, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, the
Yeah,
blessings
I'm
come
just
from
saying,
me.
that's
Flourish.
beautiful. I'm just
Everybody
saying.
got blessed.
Yeah,
I've
what
never
I'm
been
saying
one
is
to
that
hold
I
my shit.
agree 100%
Right.
with you saying.
I wasn't the one that
I'm talking
that,
about
with
what you talking
my,
about.
I'm not the one that when I'm with my people and just say we're going to go eat and he don't have no money and he don't have no money. I ain't one that go in the restaurant and pay for everybody's food. I'm the one that's in the parking lot and be like, Lisa, come here. Tyrone, come here. And I'm gonna give you $100. And you know, on the low, here you go. Feed yourself, nigga. Feed yourself. Feed yourself.
Yeah, it's,
You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's
I'm not the one that's gonna
Right.
stand there and
You
be like,
ain't
yeah, I'm
put
Big
nobody
Willie
on
because I got the
blast.
bill
Right,
and
right.
I'm
You
gonna pay.
ain't
No,
got no
you gonna pay for your shit. You gonna pay for your shit.